introductions.
Yeah, welcome. The recording has started. Welcome to the second Mantis session of Tomb Kings and Chaos. Perfect starter screen for it as well. We have both a Tomb King and a Chaos army on the screen here. Central Chaos Waste. We'll be going over several replays in this video. And that's about it. Just replays, hopefully. The sooner I get this over with, the sooner I can go home.
Apparently, Alex says you play an MMO that lost 70% of its players in 2 months.
I don't play that. I play Classic. It's different. Well, actually, they share the same subscriber number. But... Would you play Dead? I'm not starting that conversation again. I refuse. We're here for Chaos and Tomb Kings.
Yes.
Not
so,
a
we could probably point something out. Ted's build actually is a build that would be quite good against.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Army.
I would have liked throwing axes instead of javelins, but we'll go with that.
The javelins are still. They still got.
Yeah, they're still good. Yeah, I just feel like it's better usage of money to just be throwing axes.
Also, I found out that they can beat Ushepti Greatbow.
Oh yeah.
In
straight throwing
combat.
axes. I mean, not in straight combat. Just.
Yeah, not in straight combat, but like throwing the axes at them. But
let's take a look at these armies then, shall we? Also, we've got a great flank deployment of all four. Clearly expecting some Ushepti Greatbow action or something. Wait, who's playing who? Was Ted? Ted was Chaos, wasn't he?
Lycus is Lycus.
Okay, I'll make sure to really dig into both these builds then. Let's see. So we've got Skeleton Warriors in the front line and Nerakara Warriors. Don't know what he intends to do with those. Nerakara Warriors, maybe against actually against Forsaken. I can. What's their armor like? 85 armor. You can maybe see.
They have 85 armor.
Them doing something.
Damage.
We'll have to see how they go. But they have the 3 archers as well, which would be good against the Forsaken and the unarmored stuff. Because even if they have high armor, as long as you don't have a shield, unshielded. Sorry, yeah.
Unshielded.
Even if they have high armor, without a shield, this just the sheer volume of fire, even from cheap archers like this, and the ROR will reduce armor as well. So it's just a good volume of fire. You got Screaming Skulls. They're just good against that expensive Chaos infantry that likes to be thrown at you. Got just skeletons in the back.
The lower leadership as well.
Yeah, the discourage effect as well, which can be quite detrimental to the old Chaos with their low leadership and vulnerability to chain routes.
Esubis is asking when we do actually bring Nekahara Warriors, because I know they can be useful against.
They can be. I definitely think they're more of an optional unit.
Factions.
I can't see them being like a pick in any specific matchup, but I can see them being an option in some matchups. Like when you're expecting a sort of chaffier front line, like maybe against Bretonia, against Skaven, maybe even against Greenskins.
Alright, I'll be back in a second.
But it's definitely more of an optional thing. I can't see it being something you always go for, like in a given matchup. It's just something you can sort of throw in there, like how it is here, just sort of 2 units thrown in with the front line just being Skeleton Warriors primarily. On the left flank here, yeah, the good old Nerakara Horsemen are pretty much an auto pick in almost every matchup. They're just a really solid cav unit for their price. Here, they're a good thing to sort of merge with other mobile tools like these chariots, like Cetra, Tomb Prince. Just having this good mobile squad on the left flank is always going to be powerful. Of course, there's also they have the vulnerability of getting sort of skirmish, but with these archers here, should be fine to be able to counter skirmish, that sort of thing. Over here for the Chaos army is Forsaken, which will chew through skeletons really good. They're a really good choice against all the skeletons. Yeah, pretty much every skeleton. The only problem is they do take damage fairly quickly, so they'll go through it really quickly, but they might get hampered down quite slowly or quite quickly.
Because they have very low melee defense.
Yeah, very low, only 20, which means even skeletons like this can land a hit most of the time.
Yeah, but they do have an aspiring champion to keep their morale.
Yeah, one here to keep the morale pretty high.
They're also immune to psychology.
Yeah, they're immune to psychology, which is good against those terror-causing and fear-causing stuff that Tomb Kings will always field. Halberds in the back, of course, in case of constructs, so that constructs can't just like run rampant across the Forsaken. Sarthuriel the Everwatcher?
Yeah. Everwatcher, which is
bring in what's you've got there. Final Transmutation. Final Transmutation would be good against a good goon squad. Gehenna's Golden Hounds. I don't see much use in. Like, you're already going to sort of destroy the front line because you have Forsaken and the like, so you don't really need to worry about chaff all that often. Plague of Rust can be good because you haven't got a lot of armor piercing in the front line, so if they bring Tomb Guard and the likes.
But also, Tomb Guard only have 50 armor.
Yeah, but then you really you drop that down to like 0 pretty much, and then they really get chewed through.
And they get chewed through,
Not to mention that you have a unit of Chaos Knights here, which aren't armor piercing. Yeah, you can use it on constructs so that the Forsaken and the Chaos Knights can do a fair bit of damage. And also Sarthuriel himself, because he's not armor piercing, he can do some fair damage if you drop Plague of Rust on something. He also has, what's the other spell he has? Increase armor. I don't see that being
Yes,
because
the
usually
glittering robe.
usually the stuff you're worried about in the Tomb King roster is already armor piercing, so not an awful
Yeah.
lot of use in this. This is a Ted army, so I can't really say much.
It's
But
kind of pointless to bring unless you're bringing like a Marauder frontline,
yeah,
or
which
bringing Chaos Spawn.
most yeah, something that's unarmored already. So also bringing the 4 spells usually isn't the greatest idea. Like you usually want 3 or 2.
Spitharia's only got 30 armor, so you could just buff
Could
that
pop
up. But the
himself,
problem
yeah.
is, the stuff attacking him will most likely be armor piercing because they're constructs or great bows, giants.
And if he's getting shot, he already has 50% missile resistance, so he doesn't need to worry about that. But definitely a bit of a misplay bringing 4 spells. That's a Ted play right now. Although it's his caster, so I don't see him forgetting about his general this game.
Yeah.
He also, of course, has these 4 units of Marauder Horsemasters in the back line. Very good in melee for what they are, for skirmish cav, and they also have a pretty good volume of fire and weapon strength, missile strength even. They're just pretty decent damage overall for these things.
From my point of view, the best skirmisher cav you can have in the game.
Let's see how this goes. It'll probably be going mostly with just the chaos on the approach, as they have the Screaming Skull catapult to force that in. Firing at the Forsaken might be a better choice to fire at the more clumped up units of Chaos Warriors' halberds, not to mention they're slower, so you're more likely to get some hits. Because the more sporadic movement, when they're really quick, the less likely they are to hit, but get some good hits on those there.
Actually, if you zoom in, you'll notice those Forsaken are walking, not running.
Ah, I think they're walking. He's using the locked group formation, I think. So it's switching between sort of running and walking.
Yeah, where in this scenario you'd want the Forsaken to be beelining way up ahead, because something like the Knights can keep other monsters off for now.
But over here you can see they've not got anything really to stop. If the Knights were on this side, they'd be able to stop this, but right now this unit of Forsaken can't do anything. It doesn't have the holding power to stop all these large entities, so it's just going to get trampled over. All this skirmish cav getting pretty piled up, which is not a thing you want to do when there's this many archers. You really want to spread them out.
Watching this made me cry.
You really want. I mean, he's getting some good damage on the Screaming Skull, but he's also taking a ton of damage. That unit's half dead and it's about to rout already. Some final transmutation going around on Cetra. Trying to just run through these units of Forsaken. Trying to avoid these halberds at all costs.
Also, he forgot to move his Forsaken to run in.
Yeah, he could be charging in right now. Instead, he's sort of dawdling a little bit, which is costing him valuable.
I think he saw what was happening with the Source Masters and was trying to deal with that.
He's getting his knight over here to try and interrupt the chariots. Cetra fighting old Sarthiel here. I don't like Sarthiel's chances, but we'll see how that goes. The Tomb Prince getting surrounded. He's probably not going to last much longer. Forsaken reaching the front line, they're a bit worse for wear when they get there, but they're doing alright. Most of the skirmish cav is getting chased off now because the Nehekara horsemen have woken up. Archers are returning to their positions, and they didn't manage to shut down their Screaming Skull catapult, which basically means all 4 of those units did nothing. There's basically nothing they've done here, because they didn't even shut down a single catapult. It's not even crumbling. Tomb Prince managed to make it out, although Cetra's getting surrounded.
If you see that there's actual gaps in the spear line, you could have tried to charge them directly
into the archers,
They have the actual capacity of killing out archers and artillery.
Yeah, because you can see just how quickly they're killing this Nehekara warrior unit. And here they're charging into the back of these spearmen.
Also, he'll just, more spearmen instead of the archers who are a big threat.
Yeah. He's giving chase to Cetra here. This unit of Forsaken will probably break us immediately as soon as that rear charge happens.
Plague or Rust on them.
Yeah, although it's not doing an awful lot of damage. Good volume of fire here with all these archers still alive. Forsaken have no shields, so they're able to just really pour in some volume of fire. All these aspiring champions here. Cetra getting a bit surrounded, but he's popped his ability to try and get out of it. The backline skirmish cav, 2 of those units have been killed, which is a pretty good trade for 2 Nehekara horsemen, seeing as they cost less than the actual skirmish cav. These chariots sort of dawdling in the back. Catapult rounds going into the old halberds.
Count was taken. Oh, the Count is here. He's a sad face. I don't know why.
High V. More volume of fire coming into the Forsaken because the just unshielded unit just sort of shreds through them. They're just sort of standing there. They're getting completely destroyed by the volume of fire. These units would be as well. He's finally got some units, but aspiring champions is not the one thing you want on archers here. You want your Forsaken on the archers.
Aspiring champions.
They'll do alright, but you preferably want the Forsaken in that situation.
Yeah, because they'll delete them.
Cetra's tanked a lot of Plagues of Rust, a lot of final transmutations, but he's still going. It's just not a good sort of matchup for Sothriel to be fighting in, but he's doing the best he can with the tools he has.
Yeah.
All the skirmish kind of routing away, it's not looking great for the Chaos. Sothriel getting caught up here pretty badly. Even though Cetra's on lower health, I don't like his chances, especially with that Tomb Prince there as well. Ideally, you want to sort of get us around on the Tomb Prince. Yeah, he is. But ideally, you want to sort of try and get us around on Sothriel so you can't get away or hit both at the same time. Some Chaos Knights coming to reinforce, but they're really low on health. Not thinking they're going to change
quite
much.
a bit of damage with their charge bonus.
I think there's Lancers, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Ted had to bring Lancers. Skeleton Chariots, terror routing those. That's going to do a lot of good damage. Even though these Chariots aren't armor piercing, they're anti-infantry, so running into the backs of halberds will do a fair bit of damage. All that's really left to the Chaos roster is this Sothriel just running around, but there's not much he's going to be able to do, especially to units like these halberds and like Cetra and the likes.
But yeah, those Horse Masters was just a whole
a wasted opportunity.
That Ted was never going to see again after he ran it in like that.
Yeah, at this point it is just the chicken dying to everything else that's left.
Yep.
A good game. Definitely, if the skirmish variety had been utilised a bit better, then I think there could have been definitely a lot closer of a game.
Alex, the misadventures of Ted.
Misadventures of Ted. I mean, he didn't forget about his cast of this game because it was his general, so it'd be pretty hard to forget about that. But
and also he huh?
Go ahead.
I was going to point out that also he forgot to like move his Forsaken keep moving his Forsaken forward, because there was like what a few minutes where he could have just ran the Forsaken and wiped out all the archers at that point.
How much is a unit of Forsaken? Remind me.
750.
750. So yeah, some of these units paid for themselves here. This one did, but that one got 192 kills, which just shows how many skeletons they need to kill in order to pay them back.
Yeah. But also it was the fact that they're probably fighting Nekahara warriors as well.
Yeah, which would help a bit with the cost. Things they're actually more expensive skeletons than the usual likes.
I also think he tried to catch his chariots with his two halberds, which.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to catch them too much. You'd get better using the knights to go after that. His Tomb Prince got some good value considering his price.
Yeah, actually, if the knights went straight for the chariots, I don't think the chariots win that ever.
Yeah, ever. If it gets surrounded, they're not armor piercing. They're anti-infantry, not cavalry, so their melee attack's really bad. Their melee defense is already terrible, so they're guaranteed to get hit.
Yeah, and lances have far better stats.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's number 1. On to number 2. Tomb Kings versus Lizardmen.
Yes.
Interesting.
Talk said this was a very meta build.
Very meta.
Hey Willow, how about that time I didn't denounce you?
Must be a lie. You're making that up. Fabrication.
When everyone in the galaxy wanted to...
oh yeah, you did, and that was very nice of you. Thank you for
that. And I was like, no, I'm not going to. Bye.
What a kind soul. Right, so let's have a look-see here then, what we got. Ooh, got Cetra on his Chariot of the Gods.
Love how the first thing you see is just a box with
just a lot of skeleton boxes. Got two sort of boxish formations here. We've got the halberds on this area, and then there's just a spearman box going around this catapult here. Skeleton horse archers in the front, going for more of a skirmish area with that. He's got a screaming skull here. Pretty good against Saurus and Temple Guard. It's really all they have to deal with, the Saurus and Temple Guard, so you kind of might want to bring one of those most of the time. The Discourage as well can help feral mammoths run away. Yeah, make sure you protect it there, especially when you've got these things flying around. 3 units of halberds, probably aiming to go after big monsters and heroes and Mazdamundi and the likes. A strong trio here. Necrotect on his Chariot with, I believe that's the one that reduces resistance to fire along with -9 melee attack to everything in the area. Also, he's buffing his Necrosphinx there with some extra buffs. He also has 2 restores that he can use, so he's got quite a strong goon squad sort of going there. Cetra on his Chariot with another buffing spell and the 2 cheapest spells. Despite being on a chariot, he does still have really good charge bonus, so he can do a good fight. As long as he's constantly moving, he can put up a good fight against pretty much anything when he's on his chariot.
And good melee stats.
He also has the big old ROR. The flaming attacks are kind of wasted here, to be honest. I think I'd be perfectly fine trying to squeeze in maybe 2 Necrosphinxes, regular ones, as opposed to going for the ROR one. And having that, maybe a regular one and then a War Sphinx would be a better investment, because the fire and magical attacks are kind of wasted. There's never really a situation you need that against.
I think you brought the fire one to get the fire resist against salamanders.
Against salamanders, and the it's only like 25% though, I believe.
It's still 25% is still 20%.
It's a fair amount, yeah.
And doesn't the Necrotech also give the resistance?
Don't believe he. No, he gives weakness to enemies.
Oh, so yeah, as long as he's with them, it does more fire damage.
Yeah, which is the buff there, but you have to bring that expensive item, which I think is a pretty expensive. Yeah, it's a purple item, so it can be quite expensive. Although this buff also affects Cetra as well. So there's definitely a combo there, but I feel like just instead of ditching the sort of fire theme and just going for more of like, maybe put Cetra on as War Sphinx instead, something like that. But this is very bad. We'll see how this goes, won't we?
22% of 500 is still
a fair amount. But we could just bring another 500 probably, which might end up just being better.
Maybe.
Over here we have a triple air squad of Pterodon riders, regular ones, all 3 of them. Pretty hard for Team Kings to deal with without archers. Even with archers, they don't do. Yeah, it's the RR one as well. Because if they bring archers, they can just drop rocks and pretty much destroy the entire unit instantly. So it's quite troublesome to deal with these. So you could bring Carrion. I don't actually know how well Carrion perform against these. I wouldn't have thought amazingly well.
They tie them up for a while, but I think they lose because
they probably just get out-skirmished, to be honest.
Yeah, they get shot, or like they tie up one and the others will shoot it.
Over here is the Feral Cold One unit. Not entirely sure why, but it's there.
It's armor piercing, and you can eat it into the construct.
It feels like he probably just had some money left over and was like, this is something, I'll bring this. It feels a bit out of place, but we'll see how it's used. A Skink Cohort is usually all you need. You can bring Saurus, because really Team Kings can't deal with the Saurus front line too much. But Skinks trade fairly well against regular Spearmen as well, so that's also a valid option. Chameleon Skinks can hamper constructs pretty well. I think they also counter skirmish Skeleton Horse Archers pretty nicely as well. So it's always nice. It's always nice to have these. These are almost. I mean, this isn't a Lizardman guide, but these 2 are pretty much a must-have in most Lizardman armies. Trade fairly well against Saurus, yeah. But don't think it's quite enough to win.
Because their armor is still lower than theirs.
And the combat stats are just so
Saurus
easy.
actually have really high damage for what they do.
2 Bastillodons, one with a laser on the back. The laser probably just going to fire shots. Even though it's not armor piercing, it is fire damage doing. So it does more damage to old Cetra and any sort of Tomb King General or Tomb Prince.
If he was on a War Sphinx, he'd be a really nice target to shoot at with
although he has a lot more health and he's more armoured, I believe. But actually, he has 110 armour on his Chariot, so he might be alright. 2 Saurus Scarvets will almost destroy any other constructs, so you really have to be careful of these. However, they are also large themselves, so against the Necrosphinx, it could trade fairly well. And also, of course, Lordmaster Monday, with his Ruination of Cities, Banishment, and Shield of the Old Ones, along with Arcane Unforging and Apotheosis. A good strong heal that you always want to bring. See how this progresses. I am assuming there's going to be quite a bit of skirmish, because we have quite some ranged forces either side. See how it goes. Firing into Skinks. I mean, there isn't much of a better target in range, and I don't blame him for trying to use up his ammo, because he can't see the Chameleon Skinks yet, so it's fine for him to fire some shots off if he... It's unlikely he'll use all the ammo on it, so just fire off as much as you can, to be honest.
Oh, man. 6 shots missed already.
Over here, I think the Skeleton Horse Archers should be able to ward off the Pterodon Riders fairly well, as long as they don't get rocks dropped on them.
Oh yeah, very easily.
That unit of Skinks already pretty much gone, thanks to the Scourge effect and the likes. Pretty much all of the cost is here for the Tomb Kings, so this is a really strong core that's going on. Yeah, there's this box here literally just to protect this Screaming Skull catapult. Not entirely sure if that's worth it. Having like 4 units of Spearmen to guard 1 catapult, but we'll see how it goes.
It's not that expensive technically. Since
no,
like
it's not. But it'd be the equivalent. It'd be and a Ruination of Cities could cause quite a disruption here if it goes off properly. Ooh, it's going to probably cause that to start crumbling, and then that won't be able to be stopped crumbling because it's so low in morale. Two Sora Scarvets going in here, going after Cetra. Assuming the Necrosphinx stays with them, he might be able to fend them off. You can now see this. You can now see the Chameleon Skink, so he's firing off shots into them. Thankfully, it was able to rally, so it's not going to start crumbling anymore. Over here, all types of debuffs going on down here, from both sides.
The other thing is also, when you think about the Screaming Skull Catapult, does split the attention of the enemy player, because either he has to try and waste
Definitely
the
landing
unit
hits
trying to
him
run into. Yeah, that's true. He either has to deal with the Screaming Skull Catapult, or it shoots all game and gets its value.
Yeah, it gets its value back eventually. These getting pretty heavily shot by those Chameleon Skinks. You can see they out-trade Skeleton Horse Archers pretty well. There's quite the blob fight going on here between the Lizard Squad and the Tomb King Squad. Currently it's looking like it's more in the favours of the Tomb Kings, but if they lose their Necro attack early, then there'll be one less restore they'll get later on, and Cetra's all the way over here. And along with all these Pterodon Riders that are still left, with a lot of missiles they can still be thrown at you, with pretty high missile strength.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a pretty interesting shot from the Screaming Skull.
I think
Mazda Mundi taking a lot of damage there.
Units, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it looks like it. Mazda Mundi taking a lot of damage.
Chameleon Skinks are they? I don't know.
Sure. Mazda Mundi might be going down here. He lost a lot of health very quickly. I think thanks to the, I think because he was in the midst of a lot of halberd units for way too long, he would have been a lot better moving around as much as he could. Chameleon Skink shots running in, taking into the backs of the Tomb Guard. Did one of those? I thought one of those Pterodons just got hit by a Screaming Skull round then.
Yep.
Cetra getting chased by the two Sora Scarvets. Even then, I don't think he's in too much trouble. He does a fair bit of damage on his own, although he's got surrounded there. If he pops his physical resistance buff, he should be alright. Right now, he could probably just keep the Necrotech on Mazda Mundi and then run the Sphinx back. It's unlikely he'll catch up to it.
I think
Cetra is in a bit of health here. Cetra definitely has a lot of things shooting at him. I think he just did an overcast as well. So he's losing out on a lot of HPs. A lot of these Tomb Guard left, there's a lot of skinks that are pestering them. They all seem to be chasing after Mazda Mundi, even though he's right on the edge of the battle.
Yeah, if he just turned around and fought the skinks...
yeah, it'd be better off turning around. Now Cetra's in a bit of trouble. If Cetra goes down, this could sway back, but right now it's looking fairly Tomb King favoured, especially since they have all this left still.
And the Screaming Skull Catapult still.
But to be fair, just this one Bastillodon will probably be enough to wipe out all these skeletons.
Yeah.
Assuming they can get... Okay, that was interesting rock drop there. I don't know what they were aiming for. Some more Screaming Skull rounds coming in, that'll cause those to break. Most likely. It's only really down to these two Sora Scarvets and the Pterodons. It looks like the Pterodons have been afflicted by the curse that Cetra has, causing pretty good damage to them. These Scarvets just getting surrounded by Tomb Guard now, which should probably spell the end of them.
I don't think there's anything else you can really do once the...
No, unless they get some really good shots from the Solar Bastillodon over here, but it seems to be running into melee instead.
Oh, he's just right-clicked everything on the Bastillodon now.
All forces attack target. Because he can't really catch up to these too easily, so he knows he can catch up to this with the Necrosphinx. And it happens to be running towards him as well, so even easier.
Hey, it actually direct. That's quick to hit. And he brings down the units since they have no ammo left to attack the Necrosphinx from behind.
Which is definitely lowering its morale. Its morale's looking pretty low, but it's not going to be enough to make it start crumbling, I don't think. Maybe. If it keeps up some good damage, it might be enough, but I don't see it losing this fight. Especially if Cetra's still around somewhere. Yeah, he's still back here as well, and all the skeletons just start moving in as well. It's probably going to be army losses in a minute.
Yeah,
there it goes.
Again, he still has 4 full units of skeletons.
Skeletons. Skelly boys.
Skelly.
Yeah, pretty good battle.
Pretty good.
Any standout values? I'm not sure. I don't think Mazdamundi got much done there. He took a lot of damage really quickly. Yeah, not a lot.
Central didn't kill a lot. Just
sort of ran
broke
around.
up a lot of infantry.
Those halberds did good. I think the halberds were what did most of the damage to Mazdamundi. Echo
Yeah,
Sphinx as
probably.
well did pretty good. Oh, and that Scream Missile Scatapult there with a 1,100 value. Definitely paying for itself.
That's amazing value.
Yeah, the
for a
thing,
unit with
thing
only
is that
700.
yeah, the Scream Missile Catapult shares similar to Vampire Coast Artillery is that it has really low morale. So if you do enough damage to it, it's just gonna die, which is why they're really
will,
easily to getting
yeah.
sniped. So usually you want to try and snipe these as quickly as possible because they're really easy to. It comes with all
Yep.
undead artillery. There isn't a monster. Yeah, some
And the
fairly decent
skeletons
values.
at 0.
Skeletons do anything, but they did their skeleton purpose.
Yeah, just hold off the enemy.
Just stand there and look good. Got a one between. Oh, this is out of date.
This one is, well, no, it's not outdated. It just does that whenever you
Oh,
load
yeah.
from another. Yeah.
Okay, should be right.
We'll.
Take a look at this one between. Oh look,
Yes.
it's Ted.
Yes.
It's rich with bird, and triple dragon ogre. I'm interested to see if Ted remembers his caster or not. It's a pure flat map, so there's no trees you can leave him in.
He does.
He does. Ah, he spoiled it. I wanted to make
Or
fun
no,
of him for it.
He doesn't forget it. He realizes.
Oh, no, yeah, that's fine as well.
I'm curious about the logic behind this build, though.
Which one?
The chaos one, the triple dragon ogre.
I mean, anti-large, armor piercing. There's a logic there.
Yeah, there is a logic, but it's also 5,000 gold.
Each, yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see how they perform.
Yeah.
Ah, Ted, why'd you bring Mounted German? Oh no, Ted, what is he doing?
Oh,
Why?
don't worry, it gets worse.
What are you doing, Ted? You know, where did you send this one in? Did he send this one in?
He sent this one in and said, let's use this, guys.
Wow, and she's on foot. She's on foot. Why is she on foot? This is a mobile squad. Ted, what are you doing? Ted, what are you doing, Ted? What was happening to Ted this day? Anyway,
Alex said, why do we let Ted submit replays?
why did we let Ted do this? This is going to be a cursed battle. I'm going to try and slow motion get this over as quickly as possible. Anyway, got 3 units of Cresting Knights, one of them being the ROR. I mean, it's armor piercing against chaos. It kind of makes sense to run
Armor
these.
piercing and immune to psychology, so terror-causing monsters aren't
Yeah.
a threat to them, like Shagoths.
Yeah, and on top of this one gets physical resistance as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
Of course, you have the Damsel of Life, because of course you bring the Damsel of Life. What else are you going to bring? You have Albric, because it's Ted, of course. What else is he going to bring? Men-at-Arms in the front line, they'll do fairly well against Marauders, lose against everything else. He has Foot Squires, but they're back here, so you know they're not going to do much. Archer Fire is pretty good against any monster in the Chaos roster, despite the armor and the likes, apart from Sarthuriel, because he's missile resistance. Spearmen in the back, just in case of Hounds, pretty much, but I think they lose the Hounds. You'd probably be better off just having regular Men-at-Arms in the back.
Yep.
And Mounted Yeoman, for whatever reason that is. The Chaos build over here, we have regular Warhounds, either side I believe. Good skirmishing force to gnaw at the archers and the trebuchets of the Bretonians.
If they get a chance.
Marauders in the front line, which trade. We'll see how they trade against Bretonian infantry. I'm not sure how well, but Chaos Warriors will definitely trade very well against them.
With the archers, they'll probably die. And then
Dragon Ogres only have 60 armor, so they are quite vulnerable to arch and fire.
They have 25% missile resist, though.
Yeah, they do have the 25% missile resist, but no shield.
But they're
means
low
that-
model, big targets,
Yeah.
easy to get shot, and
Along with their halberds as well,
very
no
expensive.
shield. Quite vulnerable to archer fire, which Bretonia does like
And-
to do, is just spam out archers most of the time.
The thing I worry about the Dragon Ogres, especially since Bretonia will always run Questing Knights, is Questing Knights actually have better stats than them.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they
melee
trade,
attack
but I
defense.
believe they'll win most of the time. Well,
Yeah.
well, the Companions of Cornell's definitely win. I'm not sure how the regular ones will trade.
If Alberic is supporting them, they'll probably
Yeah,
win.
does Alberic have his item there? No, he
He
doesn't.
does.
No, he does. Along with his
Should.
both items, he has both items.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Heroic Killing Blow as well. So he's a pretty good fighter, all things considered, even though he's not armor piercing. But he should
Also,
do fairly good damage
Sarthariel-
against Arthuriel.
I feel Satharia is not a very good matchup for any Bretonian fight because of the fact that any of their lords are anti-large, and Satharia has only 30 armor. Even with Glittering Rope, he kind of fucking dies.
He kind of dies pretty
So
roughly.
the reason I brought him is because I found that Bretonia against Chaos it turns into a blob fight.
It does can
So I
get very
figured
blobby,
I
especially
could
really
drop
with this
that.
sort of squad coming in. So, but you can. I feel like the lore of metal is definitely the right choice. I'm just wondering if it's probably just better to bring just a metal caster on the side instead of Sarthuriel.
Yeah.
Like probably Sigval, because Sigval's really hard to kill for Bretonia.
Yeah.
They're really hard
they
to kill.
have a fucking nightmare of a time because he's got so much melee defense.
Man, I'm trying to think what
I
else
like
you
bringing
do.
fire because well, I enjoy deleting the front line or eating fireballs.
Yeah, I think it's just nice to bring metal because final transmutation really works well, especially because as Chaos you might be bringing a boxy build. So
yeah, it's not the fact that the metal lore is bad. It's just Cethariel is not a good choice for this matchup.
No, but the metal lore is definitely the right choice.
Killed.
We'll see how it goes then.
Yeah.
What if Ted's going to stay behind and wait for his foot squires to catch up? Foot squires, of course, it seemed like the ideal unit. You know, that anti-infantry armor piercing, good against Chaos, but they don't trade well enough. Who is this?
Against basic Chaos Warriors, I think they trade evenly.
Evenly, do they?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect them to win too often.
How many times has Willow insulted Ted for bringing the damsel on foot?
Look at this, he's got damsel on foot, he's got mounted yeoman, he forgot about his foot squires. He's not even keeping Albric in the middle of his formation, despite the fact he applies a buff to it, people around him. Like right now he's only buffing this unit. This is a travesty of a play.
The other thing with Star is since Bretonnia has all anti-large cav, one cav unit surrounding Cethariel will fucking kill him.
Yeah, we'll surround pretty nicely. I'm not sure what's going on with these mounted yeomen. He probably wants to go and try and stop the hounds from killing his archers, but he's just sort of standing there, menacingly.
Just chilling.
I feel bad for these men-at-arms. They are not running towards a nice target for them. I can see them dying very quickly, it's just whether or not the archers can put out a full volume of fire to help them. Let's see how much...
You mentioned the scaly skin of the Dragon Ogres.
Yeah,
so
they
like
have 25%.
Is it?
25%.
25%.
25%. Are you insane? 50%, 25%. Along with 60 armor. So yeah, see this men-at-arms unit already gone. So it might be you can wipe out those archers quick enough.
Pull the Dragon Ogres through to just get right at the archers.
I mean, he's gonna crush them fairly quickly there. So
eventually.
This one's gone as well.
I am surprised that Ted didn't bring a paladin to hold his front line.
I'm surprised Ted's taking this long to get his cav over here. He really needs to charge in. Okay, he's going for the charge to see how they perform. Now getting Archer back up. No, with the mixing of infantry, it's hard to say. We'll check back on that. Albert going after Sarthuriel, going for the perfect target for him, to be honest. All the Bretonnian infantry has been pretty much wiped out immediately there. As it usually
and also the yeomen are still all the way over there.
Oh yeah, here they appear to trade fairly well. I mean, we've got another fresh unit coming in, which will probably wipe out the Dragon Ogre unit. Oh, nice final transportation coming in there. Should hit a fair amount of targets, although Sarthuriel's getting beaten up by Albrecht here.
Oh yeah.
Ted still has a good chunk of cav just sitting in the back there.
I was surprised that Ted didn't just cycle charge the
he's got nice cast.
questing knights in and out. Oh yeah, he's got the cast on the...
Didn't do as much as I thought it would.
It went off, I think. Yeah, it went off in to the right, so it missed the rest of the unit.
This Dragon Ogre unit, with the help of the two infantry units, has dealt with two questing knights fairly okay.
Yeah, the Warriors probably allowed them.
But here we can see the companions of Quinel's will probably do a fairly much better job at dealing with them. Because they've got a rear charge on them as well. So I think they can slip through pretty nicely.
Yeah, if you need anti-large armor piercing, go for the companions. They're just like...
That's the option of the day.
Yeah, the other option is if you want to use Alberic with questing knights to give them anti-large. There's another transmutation.
Yeah, a lot of them going down pretty nicely. Oh, is this another one? There you go, it's going down now. Okay, it just didn't go off the first one. Doing some pretty good damage against those. It'd probably be best using Sarthuriel to go after the damsel at this point. You really want to kill him as quickly as possible. Preventing that, especially seeing as she's on foot, so she can't get away.
Actually, yeah, or sending one of the Dragon Ogres to murder them.
No, just anything really, but because she's on foot, she literally can't get away, but instead he's going after Albrecht over here.
Yeah.
These Dragon Ogres still doing fairly well. I mean, that one's got 4 models left despite having like no health.
Yeah.
Which is fair. And this one's still alright.
For those who just watched, the Alberic got healed by a regrowth, which is also pretty substantial at this point in the fight because of the 100% vigor that he gets for the duration of the spell. So he went from basically being exhausted to full vigor again, which is also like a significant combat debuff. I don't know if like Willow mentioned this at some point.
Yeah.
I did not mention this.
I think it gives like a minus 50 to almost all stats.
On the life caster.
Or minus 50 or minus 30 to all stats, I'm not quite sure.
But
it's a fair round.
Oh yeah,
Like, even to
Ruben,
armor for some reason.
Hey Willow, Ruben's calling you a based tree.
Based. That's pretty based.
And then
Well, I've Archer
runs
5 coming in here.
Alberic
Oh, that's going to be a pretty
directly
good...
into Albert.
Yeah, though I guess he just did that because he knew he was going to be able to wash them off. A lot of Archer 5 coming in. Although, if they manage to deal with these archers, there's not much else you're going to be able to kill the Dragon Ogres with. As most of the Cav is dead at this point.
Well, he still has Spearmen, I guess, but...
Yeah, they won't perform awfully well against anything now. They are peasants, after all.
Yeah.
Peasants are the real heroes of Britannia.
It's of course it's this one here, this foot damsel, doing all the work. Why she isn't dead yet, I don't know. She's right here. Kill her. She's not going anywhere. She's casting another spell. Every second she lives is a second you're losing. Because she's managing to get heals off. Kill her.
And
Where are you running?
Like
Where are you running?
Nothing defending her either.
There's nothing there. There's like a couple archers, but no, that one's gonna die, and this one's getting chased off. Just kill her. Kill her.
See, at
The
this
last
point in
companions
battle,
here.
I realized that Alberic can break Sartorial, so I was a little terrified.
Would be.
Also, if Ted kept his yeoman by his archers, probably would have had all 4 of them still.
Yeah, this yeoman's coming in into halberds, I think. Interesting choice. We'll see how long that lasts, especially with the terror causing Sartorial there. Seems like
I mean, the
none
halberds
was-
weren't braced, so I think he was just trying to break them.
Yeah, I
seeing
can see that.
they're basically dead, but they have way too much leadership, so they're not gonna break.
Yeah, and too much armor,
Yeah.
as well to take much damage from
And there's Alberic.
Yeah, basically killed off a yeoman that he could use to chase off like routing units.
it. Like those Dragon Ogres there, which could do some fair damage to Alberic if they were allowed to return. He's decided now to go after the caster when he's in direct fire of the archers.
With his back
With
to
his
them,
back
so
to
they
them.
can...
It almost looks like the damsel's killing her. All he's got left now is just Sartorial and 2 units of halberds. They're really beaten up. Although, if he can get Alberic caught in them, he probably could take him down.
Yeah, smart move pulling Sartorial back to the halberds, because Alberic would just like basically kill him.
Yeah, he really needs to hide him amongst the...
And yeah, Ted
Halberds
now
as much
needs
as
like
possible.
he shouldn't be. He's moving in his units piecemeal, which is, I mean, it's fair move. He tries to get rid of them, but it's not.
Oh,
gonna
he's
work.
got another final transportation. Let's see if he can get out of it in time. Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to. Nope, it's been affected because once he's been affected, there's no escaping it. He's still taking the damage, even though. Oh, is he? No, he isn't. I thought that's how it worked. Which is the one that sticks on him
No.
permanently? It's Soul
Soul
Stealer.
Stealer.
Soul Stealer's the one that sticks.
Yeah, Soul Stealer.
Final transportation doesn't stick. I forgot that.
Yeah. You have to keep
That
them in the
caster's
area.
still alive. He's
This-
still alive.
The life caster is just... The,
Willow, you're being mean again.
She's still alive though. Why is she still alive? Ted shouldn't be able to get away with this. He's getting away with not putting her on a horse. Balance of power is looking very even. But he manages to use some of that archer. I mean, he's not got much left to deal with what's chasing the archers.
yeah. Alberic probably going over to break up the Chaos Warriors. And
Yeah,
do his
trying to
work.
fire in his back while they're firing Alberic.
Yep, and it seems to be working.
She's still
Hawk's arrows
alive.
too. Oh, it's a
Pigman gone.
big man has left.
Those marauders getting recharged will basically send them off.
Yeah.
Send them back to their hells and all that.
The Omen still exists, so that's a thing.
Yeah, there's still some Yama, which means anything that breaks will probably get chased off, but all that's really...
Ah,
it's not
big
like
man back.
Pigman back.
Switch.
Oh, you just go tell Ted that he's been bullied. Good. Tell him he's being bullied.
I think I am. Oh man.
You're both
I think
being
pretty
bullied.
much everyone's getting bullied.
Nah,
There's no
mercy.
winners.
No prejudice either. No discrimination. Except from
That's
against
what
everyone.
happens when you submit a replay. I mean, I submitted a replay as well, so you can bully me later.
Yeah, I've seen your name a couple of times. I
I
can't
think
wait.
yeah.
I did bully you earlier. You were playing Tomb Kings. What did you do that was dumb?
Bring two caskets.
Yeah,
Was
you-
it the game that?
No, you
I-
got two Nekara
I-
warriors against... Well, actually, that kind of worked out for you in the end.
Actually, no. I used the one where you brought 2 Razodons.
Is that one? Is that one? I have to
Yeah,
look
that
at
was fun. That was really fun.
I haven't watched that one yet. Don't know how this is
I
going
was
to
trying
get.
to make them useful, but they're dumb.
So he'll get some hits off, but he could die soon. He's only on 600 health HP.
It's replay and it's because of how sore.
Oh my god, he took the hit! Oh my god, he took a...
Yeah.
Was he on that much health all the time? He's got that at
And
70
then-
HP
and then-
instead. He got killed by Yeoman.
This right here
Gets
is
killed by spearmen and
literal spearman.
just peasant
He was
spearmen.
so low on health. I'm surprised he took that hit from Albic. I thought he was far enough away to dodge that. Yeah, at this point it's only the Chaos Warriors left which don't have the morale to sustain a prolonged combat if they're surrounded. Doesn't matter if
And
it gets Skaven
Alberic
slaves.
is just too tough to get rid of.
Yeah.
And he still has that life caster.
He can also provide the buff to his allies giving extra
Yeah,
leadership.
that's true.
So they'll hold a lot
And ensure
longer.
they stay in combat.
Well, that's assuming that Albert dies. Doesn't die before then, which he isn't. He's be fine.
Yeah, no, I think he's fine.
Yeah, with them rare, that's it basically. And she was still alive at the end.
She's too pretty, man. I couldn't.
Couldn't bring yourself. See, Question Knights didn't really do much that game because they were managed poorly. Ted.
Well, actually, well, 900 out of an 1100k unit is not too bad. Alberic got all that value.
Yeah,
from
Albert
being
did all the value
Ariel.
just from wailing on Sartorial, I think, and occasionally the occasional dragon. Also his
No,
his
no.
war staffs.
The ROR war fighting dragon ogres. Not.
Yeah, that was at the end. Yeah, the damage to. But this one, I mean, Albrecht got his value from fighting Sartorial
yeah,
and
from-
firing
yeah.
water staffs and the like, Wrath of Manan and all that.
Hmm.
Oh, this unit of Foot Squires traded its value, but as you can imagine,
Yeah.
oh, and this unit of archers, 1,000 value, 800 value.
Yeah.
You can see what happens when the archers are left in advice. You can see 2 units that were wiped out pretty quickly, and then 2 units that lasted pretty much the whole game.
Ted kept his yeoman near his archers and actually was able to respond to the hounds immediately, there'd be a good chance that he'd have all 4 archers and they would have shredded a lot of the...
Put away more of a fight. Yeah. Sartorial did okay with his final transmutations. I think that's pretty much where all his value came from. He hit the occasional peasant unit, but that wouldn't have gotten a lot of value. These Chaos Warrior units all paying for themselves.
Okay.
Marauders did pretty good as well. Yeah, all the infantry sort of paying for itself because it can just cleave through Bretonnian infantry so easily. Oh, those hounds had a good job chasing off stuff. The Dragon Ogres, not really paying for themselves. This one doing a pretty close job of it.
Yeah, but I think that one was fighting the ROR.
Yeah, that one was probably doing most damage to the ROR. But not quite paying for themselves, not as much as... It's about like even to the cavalry in terms of value ratios. So it was basically these 3 just trading off for each other. Which in the end does help the
The
Bretonnians
problem
a bit
is
more.
it's worse for Chaos because
Yeah.
the Dragon Ogres are so much more expensive.
Yeah,
They're
and they don't have
16
any healing from...
And against a faction that healed their units is just not the best.
Oh good, it's Ted again.
I know.
Okay. Okay. Oh good, it's another down. It's the exact same build. It's the exact same build.
The same build,
Well,
but like something I put together. This was before Reg's match, I believe.
Before, was it? So he tried this out
Yes.
and this worked so well that he thought to use it again.
Oh,
I think this
yeah.
is after. This was
No,
after.
no,
The
this
other
is
one
this is before. This was 2 weeks before.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Ted just does have his exact same build all saved.
Yeah.
That's a different build than usual, so give him
I
some
think it's
slack.
like so
Yeah, there's no Hippogriff
different. He
Knights
brought
or
more
Pegasus
men at
Knights.
arms.
He doesn't have Hippogriff Knights.
Yeah, no, or Pegasus Knights. Or Royal Pegasus Knights.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he did. And
Specifically
also
2 units of them.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a
Make
forested
fun of my
map,
Chaos build.
which definitely will
Yes, it
hamper
is a
the
forested
archers of the Bretonnia.
Well, he stayed out only in the open.
we
so-
know what Ted's build is, so we're not going to talk about that one. Here we have Chaos
Okay.
Warriors. Do you want to go through it so I can look at the sale try and...
Yeah. So
How
I
about- how
brought
bad is
the
the
front
delay?
line of Chaos Warriors
I'll just go
because
through
I know that. Because the thing is, the peasant bowmen actually have a really rough time killing Chaos Warriors. Like they have to use half their ammunition, all 4 of them, just to kill one. The Halber's behind because then I can just bring them in after the front line had been destroyed, or to protect the back. 4 units of Marauder Horsemasters because there is absolutely nothing Bretonnia has to deal with that. And they can kill most heavy armored cavalry, and especially questing knights who have no shields, pretty easily. A sorcerer, a fire, because a fire go whoof.
Fire go whoof.
Yes,
Fireballs as well, interesting choice there. Firing some fireballs off at the Bretonnian lords
Yeah.
and heroes and the like.
Actually, I didn't even use Fireball. I was just using Flaming Sword of Ruin for the magic damage against physical resist. Oh yeah, I did have Fireball. How about that?
Yeah.
You're
Burning Head for
lagging
shredding
a bit
presence.
below in the stream.
How bad's the lag? What's happening?
A little bit, yeah.
Hopefully it catches up.
Then I brought Kolek plus a unit of Chaos Knights, where the purpose of that is that the Chaos Knights act as a giant meat shield for Kolek, because he has his animations are a little weird, where he always strikes way further in front of himself than he normally does than other units. So he can sit inside of the unit of Chaos Knights and keep hitting the units outside the unit of Chaos Knights, while the Chaos Knights, with their really high melee defense, can hold back pretty much anything they have.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Now we know what Ted's build is. It's the thing we literally just saw. Except
Except
of 2 yeomen.
the Life Damsel, I believe, is on a horse.
Insanity. It's true. Truly, this is revolutionary technology. Oh, but he's still forgotten about 2 units in the back. Who's sitting this one in?
The horse.
And then he forgot the horse.
Not to mention his back is completely exposed. 1 unit of hounds would have a field day back here.
Yeah.
That's where the spears are there.
Yeah, the spears are right here, protecting the back line valiantly.
Right up the side.
Look at them go. Look at them go as the rest of the army moved into position. Ah, yes. Not to mention their double silver chevron. Anyway, what's going on
There
over
is
here?
a bit of fuckery here where it was lagging so badly when I was playing against Ted that it pretty much he could see for 7 seconds when I was bringing up burning heads and could just move them out of the way.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
And also, I ended up casting 2 way too early.
Not sure why he's running here, because, you know, horse masters will destroy yeomen, I'm pretty sure, in any situation, especially when you've got this much range support.
I ran it back in, so...
And with this much range support, these yeomen are going to get shredded. Why are you bringing these? You don't. Don't bring yeomen. Ted says they're good. They're not. Don't bring them. He's lying to you.
they can defend against hounds cheaply.
Do they even win against? I don't think they even win against hounds.
Yeah, but you can bring a couple of more gold, and then you go for Knights Errant, which are armored.
Yeah, that's way better. Just bring that
shield.
and actually beat hounds.
Yeah.
I don't know how Knights Errant will do against
Chaos.
they will lose against horse masters probably, but they will.
Oh yeah, they will 100% lose.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't see that many horsemen.
They lose. They lose.
If it was Knights of the Realms, they definitely win, but
because horse masters actually have armor
and fairly decent stats.
Yeah.
You see, this unit's basically fought off 2, with just a bit of range firepower.
I believe I forget one of my halberds in the trees too.
Oh, well, good. Ted maneuver. Counterplay, eh? To sort of make up for him for getting his spear. I know he's moving them into position now.
Yeah.
Crescent Knights, even though they're high armored, they have no shield, so they'll take a fair bit of damage from horse masters.
Yeah, and each javelin is 10 armor piercing damage.
Yeah, it's a good chunk of damage to be throwing at people. Kolek coming to counter with some halberds. And some knights. These horse masters still winning, just on their own now at this point. They're not even getting any range support and they're still winning.
They're just able to beat out regular yeomen.
Yeah.
And those are like triple chevron yeomen too.
No, those are regular ones, regular yeomen.
Oh yeah.
It's the men at arms that
he added the 3 chevrons after. He needed to get rid of the horse and add the chevron. It is
just sort of waiting for things to go into maneuver here. Ted's just basically letting his yeomen die at this point. He's not advancing his army to sort of take advantage of this disorganization. He's just sort of waiting for his yeomen to die.
And then just
a burning head
for me
went by.
to line back up again.
Burning head did go through his foot squares nicely. He's healing that up. I'm not sure if it's worth healing.
Oh yeah, that spell where I sent it across the foot square and it went right to the right instantly.
Well, didn't even hit through that men at arms either.
Yeah, it only killed like 4 models and he just heals them back up.
Yeah, only 6 models dead.
That's the most depressing burning head I think I've seen in a while.
Now that archers are in range, it's going to be a bit more of a close-up fight. Some volume of fire going into the Chaos Warriors, but they have silver shields and armor, so they're not going to be taking a lot of damage from that.
Yeah.
They'd probably be better off just saving the ammo in this situation, because pox arrows don't have that much ammo. Probably better just saving it. Good burning head, destroying that entire unit there.
Yeah.
Probably only going to get the 1, it seems, but I might be able to go through this one as well if it keeps going.
It might veer randomly.
No, not quite. It looks like it's going right in front of it. Oh no, it is veering a little bit into it. Doing it alright, a little bit of damage, not too much. Is that another burning head? Is that 2? That's another one.
That's how bad the lag was, but he was able to see the burning head coming, so he could run everything out of the way.
Did you use all your winter magic on burning heads? Oh no, here you're using an actual spell. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flaming Sword of Ruin. Although at this point the men at arms are basically dead, so it probably wasn't worth casting.
Yeah, I activated a little too early. I should have waited till they were in the foot squares.
Ted just sort of letting his front line die, waiting for something to happen. I don't know if he's hiding his rest of his units somewhere.
He can't run his best units in because he'll...
No horse masters, but he needs to do something.
Yeah.
He needs to probably try and maneuver his archers over here. Which he is appeared to be doing, trying to do a bit of counter skirmish. Whilst also charging forward. Okay.
Yeah, I think I threw my horsemasters forward just to kind of force him to come attack me.
You got Kolek as well. Of course, you have Albrecht amongst the Christian Quinels. If they get a surround on them, they'll do pretty well, but with the Chaos Knights there as well, they might take a fair bit of damage.
I accidentally sent in 2 of my horsemasters into this fight as well.
Well, it has got a surround on them, so we'll have to see how that progresses. The rest of the frontline fight isn't going great, although there's some foot squares here, which should help out. Is that another burning head? Another burning head.
Nope, that's lightning from Kolek.
No, that one's
just
burning head.
obliterating that unit. And oh yeah, another burning head on the archers. And I
Okay,
think it
yeah,
veered. Yeah, it veered randomly.
Companions of Quinels are pretty wiped out now. It's pretty much down to Albrecht.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have tried to send all his cavalry in at once, but these 2 units are only just showing up now. And they're just kind of standing there, letting Albrecht get wailed on.
And also his ROR was pretty much wiped
Yeah, really,
out
they're just standing there. Okay, now they're charging in.
And Kolek is beating the shit out of
letting him.
Alberic.
Now he's coming in to help, but it took him a bit longer than expected.
Poor Alberic. Yeah,
Actually, I think Ted has his caster hidden here, so you can't even see where she's casting from.
Yeah, I don't think I was able to see her for a good portion of the time, so she's just
Yeah, Kolek's pretty surrounded here by the Crescent Knights, so he's going to take a fair bit of damage. Some archer fire coming into them.
Yeah.
A lot of one burning head there would be great. A lot of chaff
Yeah,
there.
I think I ran out of Winds of Magic at this point, I think.
And we're surprised, pretty sure I've seen you cast 4 burning heads in the space of like a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though these Crescent Knights look
my
pretty
3
safe.
horsemasters just having a field day
They're
shooting
taking a ton of
everything to
damage.
pieces.
Taking a ton of damage from those javelins. They're getting healed up. Just probably not as much as they could be. They should be. Or any degree to help them. Kolek is an anti-large armor piercing lord after all, with a fair amount of splash damage. Albrecht's coming in to try and help him, but he's not armor piercing, so I don't like his chances. He's also not a dragon ogre. He's a guy on a horse.
He's
Dragon
just a
Ogre
dude.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Dragon Ogre Shagger. The Dragon Ogre Shagger.
Oh yeah, I run them in
lightning
to
hit.
kind of like...
Lightning misses, unfortunately. We hit a little bit.
Oh, I think it does.
It
I think
scratched
does,
them.
barely. No, yeah, missed it.
No.
It barely touches one of
Yeah,
them.
Albrecht taking
I
huge
thought it was
hits. from
piercing bolt for some reason.
Oh my god.
Oh god, no. Why would I ever bring that? It takes forever to charge up.
Maybe Incap tucked you into it. Yeah, now Kolek's getting some damage, like
Yeah, because
damage,
he's
because
got
he's surrounded by
spears.
spears and his attacks are getting distracted.
Yeah, but it took him a long time. Albrecht getting terror routed as well. There's not
and I
much.
think
Yeah,
at
everything
this
getting terror
point-
routed.
yeah, at
Everything
this
they got
point,
terror routed.
Everything terror routes because I ran the horsemasters in from behind.
Despite
as
how
well.
low Albrecht was, how low Kolek is.
And since all of his cav is gone, I can chase it off the
Yeah,
field.
since you have those horsemasters, there's not much that could really stop you from chasing everything off.
Alberic is barely alive.
All that's really left
You
for
can tell me
Petronia
that
is
that
some
mounted
archers.
Yeah, perfect. I have a mounted yeoman coming and save the day. Oh, yeah, they're getting
Got you
shot
at
to
halberds
pieces.
as well. I don't know why the Balance of Power is saying it this much in Bretonia's favour. I guess because the
Well,
life casters are still alive and full
Yeah,
health.
I guess so.
Because there's
Well,
really,
once all those knights run off the field.
I mean, there's no really knights left.
But yeah, there's
It's like-
the
it's like
one unit
7.
of Chaos Warriors chasing archers and getting chased by a men at arms.
Oh yeah. What a synchronized thing to happen over here. It's like cat,
Yeah.
mouse, dog. Yeah, at this point this is a chaos victory. Almost certainly there's not an awful
Yeah,
lot.
because I have a full unit of
Yeah,
halberds
there's
as well.
nothing really left. Despite the balance of
Even
powers.
Kolek's probably able to kill the damsels. So.
Yeah, to be honest,
Yeah.
Kolek could kill everything that's left. Apart from maybe some, if you know, a volley of archers got him. It might not be, but...
Yeah, but at this point he's out of ammo. Oh yeah, I used a cascading cloak of flames to keep him alive while fighting all the men at arms and the damsel.
Yeah, it's helping a little bit.
Because the sorcerer is not that bad when his
Very
stats
decent.
are...
Ted's casters always seem to last the entire game. Usually because he
Yeah.
forgets them, but...
Normally he dies in the first seconds. Like
But he
Yeah.
did not forget his caster this time.
Yeah, this time, he remembered.
Yeah.
I think I
Guys,
killed his
go
cup
easy
though.
on the Ted here, guys.
No,
Alright.
I mustn't.
Yeah, so Golak got
I'm weird,
3,500 value.
No. Yeah, some really good value from those horsemasters there. Only one of them didn't pay for himself, and I think that was the one that was engaging the
That
yeoman
was
the
the
whole
one
time.
that was, that ran into the melee
Yeah,
fight with the questing knights and died. Or the Quinellis.
And then also, of course, Kolek doing a good chunk of damage, and with all those burning heads, the caster as well did really good. Chaos didn't really, the warriors didn't really pay for themselves, but they never really got to fight anything worth their time. They just ended up fighting like men at
They
arms.
just got shot the entire time. I think the knights did pretty well too.
None of them paid for themselves, I don't think. But did they? No, they didn't. Did they? No, they didn't.
No.
No.
I keep forgetting what cost they are. Yeah, nothing. I don't think anything. Okay, some of the men at arms paid for themselves. One of the men at arms pays for themselves.
Yeah.
One of the quest. Okay, yeah, not much paid for itself really on Ted's side. At all. Of course, the married German didn't pay for themselves. That one didn't do anything.
Yeah, it just died.
That was a.
I think that was the one that got shot to pieces.
That was a disgraceful fight.
Yeah.
Let's see if this one's any better.
Don't worry. This one was a weird
Ooh.
fight that I ran
Triple
into.
U Shabty Great Bow, double Screaming Skull Catapult, and a light
Yeah.
caster, along with Khalida. That's the one.
Yeah, I know. It
Hmm.
was a weird
Hmm.
battle.
Should be interesting.
He
to
also
see.
had a net, which
Yeah, because there's the light caster. He probably has net and
he-
Amatok.
yeah, you'll see. You'll see. Because I feel like if he uses Lightcaster better,
I'm guessing this is the
would've
game
won
you
that.
figured out that Horsemasters beat Ushabti.
Yes, I did. Yes, it
I
is.
figured.
Because I stood them there and tried to fight them, and it's like, wait.
Okay, this
What if
is
I ran
usually how
them
this
in?
build goes. Usually you make a
Yeah.
box formation with has he brought the buff?
Yeah, he runs them forward, which baffled the shit out of me. Which I guess so he can get into range faster.
Well, he didn't actually
or-
bring the range buff on Khalida. Interestingly enough, despite all the range unit he has. So he has
Yeah.
to sort of run those in. This is...
Like, he didn't even need
something.
to run them forward.
No, he
So
really
it's-
didn't. He's firing them close
But the
range.
Screaming Skull Catapult actually did pretty well, killing the Horsemasters pretty quickly.
Yeah, that won't do much damage, it's not armor piercing. It was an overcast as well. That was
And
perfect.
immediately...
I mean, the old Chaos Warriors here will destroy the Tomb King front line, I think, in any capacity.
Oh yeah, I've even chosen in there
It's really
too.
just about dealing with the Ushabti, as the only threat in this army. And in fact, he's just charged it all out straight open. Doesn't bode well for him. There's also these Screaming Skulls that have done quite a good bit of damage to the Horsemasters, but they do
Yeah.
die fairly easily.
Yeah, they also are targeting Archaon, which is probably not the smartest move since he's
Yeah,
a smaller
if he
target
uses
than-
Lightcaster
that's sort of
to
the
net
essence.
him, then I think he nets him here. I think.
Yeah, so you can shoot him with the Ushabti. But now that you're
Yeah,
charging these in
That
to disrupt the
probably could
Ushabti.
help,
He
Got
needed to
beef
do that
Johnson.
way earlier
Yeah.
when Archaon was actually close enough to do that.
Khalida, I believe, is weak to fire, same as everybody else, so the old Swords of Chaos will do fair good damage, especially since they're armor piercing.
Yep.
Another... Yeah, that doesn't do much damage because it's not armor piercing, and he's like taking that much damage just from firing overcasts.
Yeah.
If you
indeed.
pop magic resistance, does that mean you take less damage from overcasts?
Maybe?
I feel
We'd
like
have
that's
to
a
test that.
I mean, he didn't do it then, so...
Yeah, we should test it.
You test it, I'm busy. Streaming.
Yeah.
What are you doing,
The
Lycus?
overcast and Shim's burning is actually
Okay.
He'd be much better off trying to fire at like Swords of Chaos. I mean, trying to hit Archaon's all good and
Yeah.
all, but you'd be able to kill a lot more models if you kill the Swords of Chaos. That's
If you
gonna
would
be a
have
nice
killed him
burning head.
earlier, it would have been worth it, but now it's not.
Yeah, it's not anymore.
That
He
was a
should
very
be
nice
shooting
burning head.
Swords of Chaos or shooting my Chosen. Yeah, the Burning Head, wiping out a bunch of Spearmen.
Bunch of Skellings and also putting the hurt on those Screaming Skull crew.
Yep. But with the...
Where
his
the
Tomb
heck-
Guard
where
and
did that shot go
Halberds
in?
hold off my Warriors for a while.
Oh, it's gone really far. that
Where
went
is
really
it
far. I
going?
didn't realize it had that much range.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
it's
hit!
Yeah, I managed to hit that one. That was an amazing shot considering they're caught up in a melee. Khalida trying to fight Archaon here along with the Swords of Chaos. Even if the
That
Ushabti are
is-
firing into them. I don't know if I like her chances too much.
Yes,
It's confusing that Archaon doesn't have fire damage when the Swords of Chaos do in this picture.
And also Arcane is a flaming sword.
Well, he has flaming sword now.
I think the reason for that is that there are things that have fire resistance, and maybe you don't want to. And if you want to run fire damage,
so you can just turn it on and
flamethrower.
off. It's magic fire when he wants it to be.
Yeah, that would be
now
nice.
the curse for Invalida is going off, which is actually like killing the Swords of Chaos at the moment.
Yeah, that's just doing a fair bit of
Putting
damage.
it on really low. Because if you put the Tomb King's Lord under 50%, they will lose the curse, which is basically, I think, most of the time a damage.
Damage over time, yeah. On the Lords, it's now damage over time, I believe.
Gets a hit and then
Varying
sniped
effects.
with,
Like I think
fusion
Katab has
beam.
also some other effects on him.
Okay, managed to knock out Archon.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't think they have any way of dealing with my infantry anymore
No.
because they.
Shabdi is so beaten up they don't have the ammo for it either. Khalida's
Yeah.
nearly dead. And the caster is the caster. What spells did he run? I think it's just Shem's Burning Gaze and
Shen's Burning
and
Gaze and
Protection of
one
the
more.
Tower or whatever.
Yeah, the.
Melee defense buff.
And yeah, I was just using a unit of Chosen, which at this point, the Chosen, he has nothing that can kill them.
Yeah, and the
Maybe
Chosen. Which ones are the Chosen? There they
ones
are.
with the
these ones,
aspiring
yeah.
champions.
These Chosen aren't gonna really. They're still on full models.
They've just been fighting basic skeleton
And
warriors.
there's not much else that can really do anything to them.
My horse masters are going to come around and attack the.
It's always important when fighting Chaos to consider that Chosen exist. You need something to try and to be able to kill them, otherwise they're just gonna run rampant.
Because there's a good. There's the thing that if Chaos can kill your monsters and they have Chosen as their front line, you literally have nothing to kill them anymore.
Something like
Any
artillery.
of- yeah, other than artillery, which they will eventually get to, and due to their low count and small size, kind of hard to hit them consistently. Like, I guess if they boxed more and brought like the Eyes of the Gods, or instead of all three,
Yeah, maybe.
they probably
The Chosen of the Gods,
deleted
that's the one.
infantry on the way up while taking out, because the Scream Skill catapults did perfectly fine killing.
Yeah, they did
my,
okay. I'll have to look at the
Marauder
values in a second, but I think they did pretty good.
or if they just immediately used the net on Archaon and sniped him, because I think that was his plan, was to, because this also kind of makes me feel like the person had faced hell cannons.
And was really
Like,
expecting hell
if
cannons.
I went double hell and boxed, I would have lost.
Yeah.
I don't go that because I'm not a stage 4 bibliotech cretin.
What am I? So? Come again? Well, that game
Stage
is
4
over. You heard.
Um,
The match is
um,
over.
against this build, it probably still would have done fine because you could have he could still sniped Archaon immediately and then took out the Swords of Chaos.
Khalida got surprisingly good damage on Archon, considering that it's Khalida.
I
But
think
even though I
it's
think that even pays her
It's
off. I think
fighting
she's that
warriors.
expensive.
She was fighting warriors a lot of the time.
Yeah, that as well. She's actually surprisingly not an anti-large lord, even though I really expect her to be.
She's also
When-
a little bit more expensive, right? It's not.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I don't think she even paid for herself there.
uh,
I don't know. She did actually drop some of her items, so maybe she did pay for herself.
Yeah.
Ushabti didn't pay for themselves. One of them did.
It was
Screaming
the
Skulls
Lake
actually did. I think the Screaming Skulls got shut down straight after they dealt with Horse Masters.
Marauder Horse Masters. They still got pretty. They were still with Chevron for some reason. Like he could
Yeah.
have just taken it off and it would have been fine.
I guess that was that huge accurate shot that fired from 10 miles away. Thanks to
Yeah,
that.
that must have been the Silver Chevron that did that. But
Yeah.
the skill catapults actually work pretty well at killing the Marauder Horse Masters because the unit is so wide and you only need to hit like 2 or 3 models to get value.
So it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah. So yeah, an interesting build.
Interesting,
The
for
enemy
sure.
player
Yeah.
played pretty poorly though.
Oh, Chaos versus Greenskins.
Yeah, this one was.
That's
this
a lot
one-
of goblin. That's a lot of mobile.
Yeah. This is a very mobile army.
You really
It was
like
very-
your Quad Horse Masters, don't you?
it's because they're good. I'm
Yeah, fair
sorry.
enough.
Yeah.
Interesting to see how they do in this, because I think Greenskins can
Those,
actually
are
outtraded.
those the melee wolves that I see?
Yes, those are the melee wolves.
Those
oh
are the.
God.
4 units of them.
It was surprising because I think his plan was to screen with the wolves for his archers, so that my horsemasters couldn't run into them.
Yeah, it looks like that's what's going on here. But I don't think you even catch the spider riders, especially with that poison. You won't be able to catch them.
No, the horsemasters are still 90.
90, but then you poison them.
Yeah, the poison may go down to 67 or 70 something.
Yeah.
And then they could get away.
Pistol attacks, so they'll just keep eating javelins. Either they stop.
That's also 360, so I'm not quite sure who wins.
Yeah. Horsemasters would, because they do more damage and are more accurate.
We do see something new here. A exalted hero and a Manticore. Pretty fearsome fighting force. Although he is prone to the old missiles because he only has like actually 8 armors, alright, but he doesn't have a shield. Even though he has a shield up there. I want to see why he's carrying it. Kind of loses the point for me if he's not getting any buffs from it. He's charging in here because he can quite easily terror out them if he manages to land.
I pulled him back because I was afraid the rest of the army might come and get him.
Those units just looked away from the horsemasters.
But it also meant that I was able to kill all of his wolf riders pretty easily without actually taking any damage myself.
Searing Doom
missing
there.
Searing Doom to because they were all sitting together.
Does he have a? He does have Brainbuster. A good Brainbuster here would do a really fair amount of damage.
It would.
So clumping up like this can really be an off-putting thing. But then again, there's a clump here as well. Although you don't have Lord of Fire, do you? You have metal.
I had metal this time since I was Sathariel.
Has the usual green skin thing going on. Some goblins, some stone trolls. Although no, I think he's got immune psychology on Grom. I assume. No, he hasn't. He's even got immune psychology there. So the terror causing Sarthuriel could do some fair damage to those. Well, not damage to their morale.
Ario plus the Swords of Chaos.
Swords of Chaos are the perfect counter for stone trolls with their fire damage and armor piercing.
And also a great counter against Grom.
Yeah, fire damage, armor piercing. It's to be expected the Marauders getting pretty beaten up there by stone trolls, but they're really just there to hold. And everything else gets into place.
In the corner over there, you have the Manticore just fighting Goblin.
Yeah, just trying to rout off the Goblin unit, and then they can come back to the fight whenever it needs to be. Grom's coming in. If the Swords of Chaos get a surround on him, he's probably going to die fairly quickly. Especially with hits like that coming onto him. Although there are some shots coming in from these Savage Orc Arrow boys, but if Sarthuriel gets into them, should do a fair amount of damage.
Yep.
A bunch of Marauder Horsemasters in the back here. The front line collapsing fairly quickly.
I realized that he had a bunch of big guns, and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, these are Savage Orc big guns.
And then just shot them to pieces.
Yeah, no armor, which means you can really, here you go, just targeting them directly there. So it's a pretty good damage to those because they have no shields, no armor, no missile resistance. Getting back on Grom here, I've got to get a rear charge on him. Oh yeah, doing some really good damage to him there.
Yeah, because also the Knights have like, what, 60 charge bonus?
Pretty high, yeah, I think it's about 67 or 44.
No,
44 plus their melee attack pretty much guarantees their hit. He's popping one here, which is going to help out with something getting terror routed from Sarthuriel, but it's probably going to wear off in a minute, so those stone trolls will probably get terror routed as soon as the war ends, they get terror routed. Throwing javelins into the backs of those big guns will do a serious amount of damage. Still has these Savage Orc archers firing off, but there's not a great target for them anywhere, since everything's either shielded or armoured. Oh, a Foot of Court coming down, he managed to avoid that. Tries a Brainbuster against Marauder Horsemasters, a Brainbuster probably would have been better. We've been overcasted Brainbuster. Would have been really good, because it actually does a fair amount of armor piercing damage. Here, just chasing off the stone trolls is really the main thing you want to do. Whenever you get stone trolls routed off, you just want to chase them off before they can regenerate.
Iron Champions just charging into the archers.
Bravely. I mean, there isn't a lot of armor piercing, so I don't know if they'll die too quickly.
Shield, so if I can get them to shoot them, it's kind of value. Oh.
The spider's getting crumped. Probably going to get terror routed as soon as Sarthuriel touches them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that unit's stone trolls have been shattered. That means you can sort of leave it alone and just focus on the rest.
Yeah.
Back here, some units are rallying. Always try and rally some units, getting them back in the fight.
So many ranged units.
These stone trolls probably terror out you almost immediately. My god, they just get thrown all over the place. Grom's getting involved. If he pops his leadership buff, he has popped his leadership buff, so he might be able to keep them in. But it's not effective in that now.
I think I do a big dump.
Yeah, there you go, gets terror out there. These Searing Doom's not doing a lot to the Savage Orcs because they're quite spread out.
I was saying what would happen if I dropped it on a wide unit. It's garbage.
So yeah, these stone trolls now getting terrorized off, just trying to rat them off and do as much damage so they can shatter, and then you don't have to worry about them for the rest of the game.
The bright side with Swords of Chaos is that they do have shields, so...
Yeah, and then pretty high armor as well. I think it's like 120, yeah. Still there's his Manticore now coming back, which is another source of terror. There's not really anything left in the greenskin roster that is immune to sight, that is immune to terror, except from the Savage Orc archers.
I think I throw him into the archers because... Oh yeah, the Swords of Chaos against the...
Goblin Wolf Riders. A fearsome battle. I feel like we can only see it going one way there.
Yeah, Chaos basically can just take apart the whole greenskin army now. They have the mobility, most of the mobility advantage. They can just run around.
They also have 2 terror rats, so assuming they get rid of Grom,
use probably the Exalted Hero on the Manticore to go after Grom because he's faster. He could at least pin him down. But terror routing archer or
the archers
mounted cat archer, just like this is like the worst case scenario for the caster for the Exalted Hero at the moment because he's getting crossfired by 2 units.
Yeah,
he's trying to terror out the.
On the
oh yeah, assuming him here could do a fair bit. He has taken like nearly half of his health in exchange.
And now the
can move him on to the next unit.
Cav is coming in to kill the other archers.
Because it's a very spread out fight at this point. You've got units over here, another group over here.
Are winning on the left, I think.
Yeah, over here seems like it's mostly greens. I mean, here those Mortar Horsemasters might be able to beat those big ones because of how low their health is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but still the problem, Chaos has mobility advantage, and mobility is just king in the game, as Zerg says. Like he can
just these 3 units
pick apart the greenskins, especially since they are spread out that.
I still have most of the health of my Swords of Chaos. And he has nothing to answer the Swords of Chaos other than I shoot.
Wait a minute, they still have all their models left.
Each model has around
Swords
like
of Chaos
1,000 health.
have all their models still left despite them being on less than half health.
Power
of single entities.
Swords of Chaos is pretty much a perfect example of if Chaos had healing, they'd be broken. Yeah, and the rest would be chasing stuff around.
Yeah, just sort of getting rid of these occasional bits. Grom is coming back. He has a lot of time to regenerate. Let's just see how he does here. He'd probably beat the Exalted Hero and probably beats Arthuriel, but with the Swords of Chaos there as well, I doubt as much it's going to change.
I think I dropped like a rust.
Oh, yeah, he got a good hit there with that Plague of Rust. Thanks to the Plague of Rust, he got a pretty good hit off on Grom. I think that drops his armor to what, 70? Yeah, 70.
Yeah, then makes him actually vulnerable to get hit.
Swords of Chaos on him as well, but really want to try and shut down some of these archers at this point.
Yeah, I've got the Manticore on that.
Yeah, you got the Manticore scrimming through them, along with these Horsemasters. He still has a unit of archers all the way over there. Don't know what they're doing, they're just hugging up against the wall.
I think he threw a shaman in just to like
delay.
It chased stuff off, that's why they're so
ordered his caster and then one after the next. And I think this is where I do the big dumb. You'll see.
Oh no, Searing Doom, and you're gonna walk into it. I bet that kills your first Sword of Chaos model. No, actually you've already lost 3. You already did a lot of damage to them. That was a lot of damage that just went on through those. A lot of damage that could have been avoided. Don't walk into your own spells, kids.
Yeah.
Oh, you are buffing them up here, I think, with a Cascading Fire, Glittering Robe.
Yes.
Which probably means they're going to take like no damage at this point, because there's no armor. That's 180 armor. They basically won't take any damage, but they are quite low in morale, which is worrying. They might just break before you can make full use of that.
I don't think they'll break because they're winning the combat.
Yeah, no, they especially need to tear out the Shaman. It is basically just down to Grom and like that unit of Forest Goblin Spider Riders, but they're all the way over here. So it's unlikely Grom can carry this entire game on his own. Or even is he?
I think Grom
he's dead, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. Terror rods.
A good back. Looking at some of the values, Arthuriel doing pretty good. Swords of Chaos doing really good. All the Horsemasters apart from like that one doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marauders doing Marauder things. There's not really any standout performance, I don't think, from the greenskins.
No, really I think one of the Begins did pretty okay.
Oh, yeah, that big gun unit did alright. Only like 200 more than its overall value though, so not a ton. Yeah, and the Wolf Riders just weren't too good in that matchup because they'd lose to Hounds as well. It's just not a good idea to bring those.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of that they'd want to use it for is to screen for their archers, so they could or pin other skirmishers.
Just
so
not
they could
worth
pin
the money.
Yeah, they could have just spent it on more skirmishers.
Yeah, which has been like just even the Wolf version of the skirmishers is just 100 times better.
Yeah, I believe the next one is against vampire counts.
Ooh, vampire counts versus chaos.
Let's
just see what we got here. So we got Archaons, double exalted hero, and a giant.
This is where I pull an extra big dumb at the start of the match.
Oh, triple horse masters instead of quadruple.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying changing
something
it
new.
up a bit. I needed to get rid of one to afford the giant.
Yeah, I see. Sacrifices have to be made.
This
vampire count army looking pretty alright.
Yeah.
So let's have a quick. Would like more blood knights, but we'll get into it when I load in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do a quick run over of this chaos build. It's 2 exalted heroes and a Manticore because I think that will win the aerial engagement.
Basic warriors can also beat any infantry that the vampire counts have.
Apart from like great
Double
weapons.
Manticore can if the vampires bring only one flying lord on. Just one lord on his flying mount and no other flying units, you can throw the double Manticores and they'll kill it.
Yeah, they'll kill Strigoi on his Terrorgeist, they'll kill Manfred on his dragon, they'll kill pretty much everything.
And if they have more flying than you can just keep them by your horsemen, and they'll just keep them away. If they try to engage, they lose all their health because you can just countercharge.
They will actually lose to Strigoi on his Terrorgeist with another Terrorgeist.
Both of them, do they? Oh, assuming they have.
What
What
about Flaming Sword of Ruin? Because
if you give him plus Flaming Sword of Ruin, it depends whether or not the Strigoi brings his
they
big old
already have
heal.
fire damage to the ability. I don't think it's changing much.
I don't bring the Flaming Sword.
Brings the what was it? Cornish. Mark of Corn.
Which gives them Frenzy.
And 8
I tested it once. Terrorgeist and a Strigoi Lord against double exalted hero and Manticore with the items. They lost.
What I'm talking about is or Strigoi Lord on a Terrorgeist by itself.
Yeah, they will beat them on itself easily.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If it's by itself.
Yeah, if it's just 2v2.
If there's 2, you don't want to fight that. You want to keep them with your army and use them as a counter attack if they try and drop their units on you.
Yeah, when it comes to the vampire count, you either go 2 Terrorgeist or you go no Terrorgeist. You can't risk losing the air fight.
Yeah, where against the horse masters or throwing X-Men, as long as they're nearby, they can pretty much wreck any flying unit that tries to fight the Manticores over your army.
Who you got here?
Even if you just force the vampire to not engage, you coming out on top because I think the heroes cost 1,400.
Yeah.
On Manticores with with the Mark of Corn something.
They're 1,100 with the Mark of Corn.
Yeah, so 1,100, and even if you only keep one Terrorgeist away, you can almost come out on top on the value.
If they only have one Terrorgeist in their entire army and no other flying units,
then you can goon them out.
Yeah, so
you can goon them out, and if they have 2, you're effectively getting value every time.
Which is, of course, why here in the vampire count roster has gone with Vlad on foot, because it's not something that's flying.
Yeah,
he's also armor piercing as well. I don't know, does he beat Archaon? Without assuming he doesn't have...
I think he can. He has 90% damage resist and a lot of good fighting stats.
plus his ability that minuses 40 melee attack.
He's probably one of the few lords that could actually beat the shit out of Archaon. But Archaon has this amazing special move called Running Away on a horse.
Yeah, it does work pretty well. Some tools to take note of from the vampire count roster here. The Blood Knights will destroy nearly everything in terms of large. I can't think of anything that beats them in terms of large on the Chaos roster. I think they just win against everything, so that's definitely something to be aware of. And the Mortis Engine is the key against Chaos, because you often can't deal with all their heavily armoured infantry, so the Mortis Engine will just whittle them down while your chaff takes most of the damage. Chaos weapons with Great Guard with Grave Guard with great weapons will trade pretty effectively into Chaos Warriors and anything armoured. And Scourgemen hold for pretty much infinite amount of time.
Forever. Because they regenerate, and they regenerate models.
Yeah, they have, especially when you throw in a Mortis Engine effect plus Vlad's healing. You just have everything all piled up, so that you're basically just delaying for your Mortis Engine to slowly drain down. Which is why, but thankfully these 2 Manticores can also be used to kill the Mortis Engine, because they can just go around, pick it in the back.
Funny you say that, Willow.
Because I imagine that's what you're going to do. Let's hope he keeps his Blood Knights behind so that they can protect, eh? Oh, and also some hounds. I don't think hounds perform too well against Horsemasters, but I think the these ones do. The dire pack
Actually,
will.
watch the giant as he goes in on Vlad, because I tried to use him to wail on Vlad to see what would happen.
I wouldn't imagine that would work.
Well, he does have like a plus 40 charge bonus, so.
No, do? Yeah, that's fair, man.
Yeah, and
You might knock him over.
56
Yeah,
melee,
I can see him
melee
just knocking
attack.
him over there and not doing an awful lot of damage. Let's see. Yeah, he didn't hit that time.
Yeah, I think he misses him like 4 times in a row.
Hits him, misses him twice. Missed him again. Fourth hit's a charm. No, he's not swinging. Is he swinging? He's swinging. He missed again. Burning Head going through did some pretty good damage to those threats there. Has he hit him yet?
Oh yeah,
No, he missed him again.
Flaming Sword of Ruin as well because
Yeah, Flaming Sword has regen. Yeah, he's regen, so it's weak to fire. Yeah, taking a lot of damage there. Because he's used his Blood Knights to go after the Chaos Giant here, but he's completely neglected his Mortis Engine now. He has these bits, and hopefully you can use him to get away, but one more hit won't deal that Mortis Engine in.
Yeah.
Oh no, he took the bed he hit, but I think that might cause him to crumble now. Yeah, it's gone. Mortis Engine, 1,400 value gone. You really need to keep those more protected, especially when you know 2 Manticores are flying around.
And also, I believe all I lost was 1 Manticore because the other one got away. Meaning,
yeah, but this one has been completely surrounded. That one is dead to rights.
So
I
also
tried
Psycho is using the dreaded tactical reserve if you look closer.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
if you look in the back.
Tactical reserves back here, just waiting their turn.
I completely forgot that they were there.
This unit has been surrounded and probably will be killed. Another Flaming Skull though will do pretty good damage against them.
Yes, I believe I
Although the Blood Knights are armored.
Also, watch this, weave.
Oh yeah, look, it's... Oh no, they just went through it. They didn't quite damage your own units there. It went through, but it didn't.
And hit our
Chaos. Oh, actually no, it's going this way. It's going that way. Probably going to weave off to the side there.
Why does Burning Head do this to me?
Where's his Blood Knights gone? Are they alive?
Blood Knights are fighting Archaon.
Oh, are they? Oh yeah. Interesting choice considering how much armor they have.
Blood Knights lose to Archaon.
Oh, this one is managing to... No, actually no, with the die pack by the heals it probably won't get away. He could just use his hounds and his cav to deal with these, because he kind of...
I probably should have just had the Manticore keep fighting them, because it wasn't going to get away from the dire pack.
Yeah. Or you could have
You can lead him away from the main fight, because he's gonna die anyway. But
yeah, that's pretty much what I spent doing, is just trying to run him away.
Vlad getting double teamed here, but if he pops his ability, I think he might even win.
No, I think I was just going to run away, because it's like, Vlad hurt. And I was just focused on killing the Blood Knights.
Actually, it's a physical resistance it gives, isn't it? So actually Archaon... Oh, it's a damage resistance, not a physical resistance.
no, it's 66% damage
resist.
resistance.
Yeah, so
or 90% damage.
66.
Damage
yeah, it was
meaning...
reworked, wasn't it? So now it's recharging.
Yeah, it was always giving damage resistance, but I think it was reduced
from
90 to 60.
From 90 to
No, because it only used to be a one use, didn't it? It used to be 99, but it was a one use. Now it's a rechargeable 66.
Yeah. Is it still 90 seconds?
I believe it was reduced in time as well. 22 seconds. The 120
was it
recharge.
60 seconds before, I think.
I can't remember. I just know
it was a
changed.
very long time. But yeah,
Okay, at this point it's looking fairly even, but if you remember these are here, then it's going to be less even. If you remember that you have your skirmish cav in the back there.
There's my skirmish cav.
Archaon is getting surrounded here, but there's not really much need to worry about. It's just Black Knights and the die pack.
Yeah.
Vlad's there. If Vlad gets a good hit on that giant, it'll probably go down. Oh, well, he's trying to heal his Blood Knights there with an overcast invocation.
That are also.
Oh, they are. They did rally, so they're still there.
Yeah.
The one hit from the giant will probably undo that, especially a rear charge from the Exalted Hero as well.
Yeah, again, Overcast does not increase the healing, it just
adds an area effect.
3 possible targets that you can heal. I think he was able to hit like 2 or 3 targets.
I think one of them was himself though, and he
spell,
was already fully healed.
Yeah. I think most of the like really high level vampire counts players barely use the Overcast because it's.
I think it's more. I think it's more efficient per healing, so it's like used in situations where you have like.
You need to have like 4 targets that you actually want to heal.
Which is why you'll usually see like 2 or 3 Blood Knights because it's so effective in the
giants
situation.
kill models that they fall on?
Yeah, they do. Is this what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
Is he going to die?
Little,
Yeah.
I think he lands on one of the black knights.
Oh yeah, definitely killed a couple of black knights there. A lot of dogs. It's in this situation. It's better just to try and flank with the dogs to try and cut off the retreat, but he's just sort of stacked them all on top of each other. Oh, and now the Cavs realised that it's alive. The reserves are here.
Yeah. Wait a second.
There's a battle we're meant to be in. Yeah, these dire wolves are going to get shredded.
I believe I sent the Aspiring Champions to fight Vlad.
Oh yeah.
They did not win.
Yeah, they would not win there. I think that was just... There's 2 models just died then? Yeah, they killed 3 models.
Yeah.
Vlad one hit 3 models there.
And
Yeah,
immediately
down to the
broke.
king. Because Vlad, of course,
Yeah,
does
there goes the
do
dire
terror.
pack.
He is terrifying. He's just that ugly. Sorry, Vlad.
Yeah. Oh god, he has no nose!
He's so ugly.
Wait, he doesn't have 90. Oh yeah, Alex. Saying he doesn't have 90%.
I mean, we said he has 66.
Yeah, God, Alexis, listen to the game.
Alex says that getting a max number of units in the AoE is better than a single invocation.
Yes. It's more efficient. So let's assume you get the max number.
I think he only had Sternsman at this point, and after I shot his Sternsman to pieces, he just left. Because
Yeah, he's got much else. He can't really do anything with Vlad. Vlad's just going to run around and wait to die.
Yeah.
If he gets some good hits on Archon.
He doesn't.
Maybe.
I think I popped...
No, you run away.
I do the time-old tradition of running away.
Yeah, at this point it's just down to Vlad running around.
Yep.
Yeah, because the Sternsmen are getting shredded by javelins here.
Did he not bring summon zombie ability on that? Just had invocation?
Oh, I didn't.
Wait,
check.
did he bring no zombies?
I don't know. Did anybody see that?
I didn't see any zombies, so I'm not quite sure.
He never...
He never summoned any, so. But yeah, I think the main weakness there was just the fact that the Mortal Engine got shut down so quickly, and he didn't really utilise his cav as well as he could. He could, if he had used that cav to get your more host masses out of the way, because you were ignoring them.
Yeah.
Probably would have gone all
Well,
better.
the thing is, they're skirmish, so they would have just
Were
ran
they
away.
on skirmish mode?
and
Okay, maybe not as good. But,
and yeah, then it's
but you could have gone for sort of like a surround, having one unit in one direction and then charging in.
because the other thing is, if they're chasing my skirmishers, that means he no longer has his cav to beat my giant or my infantry.
Is this the Razordon one? I think there's 2 of these. Yeah, they're both the same one.
It's very
Yeah,
I'll
that's
use the
part of
one
the
called
game.
LN versus TK non-meta Razordons.
Yeah,
Pretty sure you
That's a
insulted
pretty
me on your
horrible
Twitter.
one, I think.
Wow, why am I watching it?
the Tomb King army isn't that bad though.
No, the Tomb King army is okay. The Elizabeth army is horrible.
Remember, we're looking at the Tomb King army. We
Yeah.
want to talk about the Tomb King, so it
Is
was
that-
still a good army.
Is that Law of Heaven, Slan?
That right there is pretty questionable.
I can tell from the blue.
I
Mr.
was
Blueberry.
actually, I was thinking, like, how many units can I put in to give Willow a brain aneurysm? And I came up with this army.
Thanks, appreciate it. I do appreciate the aneurysm.
What's the purpose of the revivification
I
crystal?
guess to heal the Saurus old blood.
I was
She's-
healing. I was
No.
literally going through the
You
army.
want the revivication
Healing
crystal for
sounds nice.
healing?
So if I remember
Or some
correctly,
healing.
the revivification crystal actually he resurrects models.
Yeah.
You can actually heal people back up.
Not that.
so-
like,
By the way,
use
the
Saurus.
revivification crystal is shit, guys. Never use them unless you're in a free-for-all. In a free-for-all, it's actually really decent.
Alright, let's see what we got. Slam Major
Revivification
Light.
crystal is really good, but I think they nerfed it down to
Net of
something-
Amatok and 2 banishments.
The idea was actually to I mean, I had some kind of a plan. The idea
Did
was
you now?
if you would use like a giant monster, I could net it down and then see. I actually wanted to see what the residents would do to like Cambrian War Sphinx or Necrosphinx.
Hmm.
As you see through Quinn's army, it didn't work out, but
Yeah, there's not much
yeah,
targets
this was
there.
the plan, and then I just went with this and tried to build an army.
Alright,
around
let's get this over with as quick as possible.
Right. How bad the accuracy the Razdons had.
Let's just have a quick look at the army that matters. It's, you know, skeletons.
Deserts,
Archers. Kalida. Lich Priest of Nehekara? Yeah, this is... Wait a minute. Oh, I see, because he has the 2 Tomb Scorpions in the
Yep.
trees. The Eyes of the Desert there. What spells did he bring? 4 of them. No, 3 of them. Why did you send this one in?
I can hear the disappointment in your voice.
Let's see how this goes, I suppose.
I said brain aneurysm.
He's got a Carnosaur, I guess. It's cool. Look at him go. He's gonna get pelted. Are you gonna throw into the? You're gonna throw into the shielded, aren't you? No, you're not. You're just gonna charge in.
I mean, I don't
What are you
have
doing?
anything else to throw it into. So.
The actual javelins have comparable stats.
What are you
Actually,
doing?
better melee than the spearmen.
You're wasting ammo. Why wouldn't you just throw first at least?
Because they're silver
If
shield.
you've never played Rome Total War, you throw first and then you charge. These aren't even charging.
Yeah, I think they're just running. I'm not quite sure. I think I was trying to micro the Carnosaur.
Okay, let's see how much damage that does. Wow, that's doing nothing.
Because all the
Yeah.
shots are missing. The Razorons just have such bad accuracy.
That is useless. It looks like you're throwing rocks at her.
I think this is pretty much the same that I said when we were in that game.
That is wow.
I mean,
Look,
he's
your
like
lord's taken more
big there,
damage from
he's-
the archers than he's taken from the Razordons.
Yeah, Quinn and me were in voice chat and we were talking about pretty much the same shit.
You got a
Yeah,
banishment on them.
Razorons have to shoot something so gigantic that they can't possibly miss.
Even-
Literally, it's like couldn't even hit us broadside of the barn.
I'm pretty sure your lord took more damage from that overcast than Khalida
No,
took.
they
From...
hit Khalida. They're just not doing the damage.
Yeah, they're just not doing anything. That's what
They hit
Khalida
her.
perspective.
But
They also do not have a large rate of fire at all, especially when they're stacked on top of each other like this. Like, I'm waiting for them to do anything. They've been firing at it the whole game. I'm ignoring the rest of the battle. I'm just watching this. They're stacked on top of each other, so they are not firing it at all. This is abysmal. You call yourself a mental like us. Look at this. You're firing like 4
They
shots
are
a minute.
firing. That's the issue. They are firing. They're
No,
just
because you're
doing-
stacked on top of each other. They're not going to be able to aim at all.
I do have a
They have
chaos
the
replay where
high fire, so
I do have a replay where a chaos replay where a guy brought 3 Razordons and he spent the entire game shooting my infantry, but our Chaon was still on foot and still alive, and he
Huh.
just beat the shit out of everything.
I think at some point I decided to shoot at the eyes of the desert.
Oh yeah, with the missile resistance, you mean? I'm sure that'll
Yeah,
do
I
more
think-
damage.
I mean, it did. Like, it can't be worse than what it did to Khalida. So.
What did you
Like,
do, Khalida?
It
I
can't
didn't
get
see
worse.
it. Because you didn't do anything. Why are you running the Carnosaur away, by the way? I thought you'd be able to fight Khalida.
Because I wanted to get him around to get the eyes of the
Where's,
desert. I
yeah,
think.
where's the revivifications crystal, by the way?
It's
There it is.
it's alive. It's somewhere.
Yes, there is.
Somewhere.
Let's see how the Razordons
That's
do.
not.
Oh wait, they're
that's
in
not
melee.
heartening.
I mean, they're at least armor piercing in melee, I suppose.
Yeah, against a unit that's anti-large.
Yeah, he was chasing them,
Let's see
so I
them
had to
shoot.
sacrifice.
Okay,
one
look, they're
to
firing a
get
volley.
shoot.
Okay, that did something. That did an adequate amount of damage, but it's a bit late for them to be doing adequate amounts of damage.
I mean,
Another
they still
volley?
have a lot of ammo, so I think let's run away.
Yeah, they're doing okay.
Yeah, but they're still missing. Like, they're still missing half the shots. It's
Look how long they
impossible.
take. They just sort of dance around for half a minute before they fire again. Like, what are you doing? If you've got a gun, I understand you're reloading it. What are they doing?
Maybe they're using muskets.
Yeah, they need to recharge their tail spines.
They got no. They gotta wait for the cooldowns.
Oh yeah, of course. Their ability's got a cooldown. I'm not sure what's going on anymore.
At this point, Quinn realized that my slam was in there because I kind of spilled it, and he was going. I think the slam is about to die.
Tomb Scorpion going. Yeah. I would really love to see an animation of a Tomb Scorpion killing a Slayer. I think that would be
pretty
entertaining.
cool.
It would be like a
Yeah, then
giant
the slam
scorpion
gets
killing a
trapped
frog.
in the-
It would be very, very cool.
Yeah, pulling in the Scar veteran to actually like try to kill the Tomb Scorpion, but he didn't really get contact. So
I'm not even sure what's going on there.
2 Razordons are trying to kill the Eyes of the Desert, and I think the Eyes of the Desert.
I think they're almost dead.
Yeah, and then comes army losses. It's,
Over here, though, everything else is dead. Even though this isn't a Lizardmen training session, this is why you don't do that. You don't bring those.
They're
So-
just too inaccurate and too slow at fire. It's too slow at firing, right? You're better off just bringing 3 units of javelins instead. and just mass.
Which is a
volley
shame
them
because
to
they
death.
look almost cool. I would be alright with these just being a melee unit.
Yeah, if they're a melee unit that had okay stats, that'd be pretty chill. I could do it. I'd use them.
Give them like a melee with like maybe 360 fire, and then maybe we can talk. Give them better melee stats, make them 360 fire, and make their range a bit lower maybe as well. And then we can do something. But
It would be like a weird scenario with how most monstrous units with range attacks are, where you're not really using them for the range.
No.
You're throwing them into fights.
I mean, what are their
The
melee
range
stats
is
even
just
like?
icing on the cake.
20-29, yeah, that is abysmal. That is terrible.
Yeah, they lose literally to anything that
Skinks
is an
have ever
infantry
so
unit.
slightly worse values than them. They only have 5 less melee defense. That's Skink cohort with javelins as well.
Yeah, but
I mean,
the
if
Skink
you get-
cohort has more models.
Give the better accuracy, like make the firing animation not complete garbage like it is now, and they might do better. But even with the change to range, the ranged attack, they're still garbage.
This game just wanted to. Although she has got physical.
I was actually interested in how much damage they would do to a Sphinx, for example, but
Never got to find that out.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at the damage values, shall we?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? They did alright damage. You know what? All things considered, they did something. Not surprisingly large
I think
amount
they
of
actually
damage.
got their value back, but
Yeah.
Just took them a way too long of a time. I didn't end up doing anything else. Not to mention you went with this guy, the blue frog.
what do you have against the blueberry?
Poor blueberry. And
It
his
had
uselessness.
synergy with the
Blueberry.
Razordons if I would
Synergy.
have had the target.
I just confused as well. I mean, you could brought Maz money to bring the same spells.
You just wanted the
Yeah, but it didn't want-
synergy. Doing that thing with my fingers where it's apostrophes, you know, synergy.
I think it's oh yeah, this one was very
Oh, this
funny.
one? This one funny? Another-
This one is. I found it very funny
Well, actually,
when
let
we
me-
were playing it.
Let's look at this one actually first. I want to watch more Tomb King stuff before we go into more King
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
And plus, it's Lycus and Ted. I can bully 2 people here.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, it's double casket, is it?
Alex says that I don't like Tomb Scorpions at all. I feel like they never do good. Well, they used to do good. I know they were nerfed to
Yeah,
shit.
I mean they're like 100 more than you should have.
Honestly, I don't like Tomb Scorpions as well. They
I don't
never
like
got their
this.
value
Why
back.
do I see nearly double gold shove on Matt with German? Why do I see that? Why do I
Because
see-
it's
Meta, you haven't heard.
I haven't heard. No, I didn't hear that. This turns out they get
I
you
feel
know.
like
like-
the Tomb Scorpion
because the thing
is
is,
survivable.
yeah, the
So-
Tomb
Yeah.
Scorpions have good survivability, but the problem, and also they have low profile, so missiles have hard time hitting them sometimes.
One of the hardest
but-
hard to hit things. Their attack animation is crazy. They burrow underground and like go through 3
Yeah,
units at a
they're-
time.
The problem is that they've made them so shit at fighting things that they just don't do anything
No, they
anymore.
don't do much. Yeah, their stats are kind of abysmal. Anyway,
Okay, so
Let's look at this build.
in this battle, the idea was to just like, for example, I thought the casket would do kind of shit against, or not complete shit, but like would shit against the knights and
really?
maybe do good against archers. But I don't play Tomb Kings that often, so I figured they would.
I think caskets do pretty good
the
against heavy
caskets
cav.
would still be-
Assuming you've
but,
not got a
yeah,
super
you will
meta.
see how they do in the battle.
They're
Okay, I
excellent
also
against
picked the Chariot
infantry.
because I just wanted to have more magic and then use basically Katep to kind of like completely negate the ability from Betonia to use abilities, because more magic regeneration by the Chariot Titan, and then just use the cheap spells from Katep to, well, completely add the cooldown timer to anything that the Bretonians have. The Lich Staff, yeah, that's what it's called. And, yeah,
Cats
then
are good
just
against
get a
Bretonian.
huge
Any
amount of
faction that can't
spears.
Snipe it quickly. It's
And-
good.
Yeah.
That's
And,
what.
yeah,
that's what it
basically
said.
make a Tomb King box, kind of a box.
Yeah,
Not kind of a box.
Looks,
it's
that's
a
what you
box.
can. It's not kind of a box. It is a box.
I think they have 2 Nehakara
More like a
Nehakara
rectangle.
Horsemen hidden.
Do you? Where are we over here?
Nehakara Horsemen hidden in the forest. Also, I have 2 halberds just to protect the caskets, because knights will just like lose.
Or any
There's not
flying
really
units
they
would
can
as
do.
well. It could just dive onto them, like Pegasus and Hippogriffs. As we know, Ted likes those, but apparently Ted's new thing is bringing 2 units of useless units. Let's take a look at those stats, shall we? Whoa, 30 attack.
It was a
37
Diara
defense.
Copperbat, because that's gonna delete any.
Oh, man,
infantry.
Yeah,
They're-
that'll delete
they're-
everything.
They're almost as good as Silver Chevron Marauder Horsemasters.
Almost, not quite though, and also their morale is something to be desired. I'm not sure if the Kepler Guard are that good in this situation. I don't know. I feel like the volume of Archer Fire, their weakness to Cav,
Well, the thing is, the caskets though can delete all the archers.
No, they don't actually do
that
that
was-
good because they're so spread out thin. They do better against targeting knights.
No, I don't know. The archer units are pretty compact. I guess they're spread out.
Yeah,
I
and
guess,
this one they're quite straight lines.
But
They tend to be quite focused.
Decibel
Catapult
is
is better
telling us
against the
that Tomb Guard with halberds have been extremely good every time.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've
they
brought
will be.
them.
Let's have a quick look to here. Of course, it's Ted's build. What do we need to say? Let's see if the Lifecaster's on a horse or not. Yeah, she is. Good for her. I mean, let's see if we can, because if you can get a good hit, the problem with targeting immediately is these are
watch
probably
the
going to
first
move.
shots on the knights below.
Yeah, these should do
I
pretty
think
good,
it's
I
supposed to be off, go off in a
Oh,
second.
that one knows off a bit. Yeah.
Yep.
But now that they start moving, because they're more likely to move in just like a straight line, they're
Wait,
pretty
just
predictable.
quick pause and check the archers, like the questing knights that I hit.
Christian note that you hit. You killed 5 models.
Yeah, it killed 5 models. Basically, I was really surprised. It takes off like 20% or 15%, 20% of their health
Yeah.
in one hit.
Yeah.
Like if you hit, it absolutely does.
Especially when they clump up on like an infantry unit, you can literally destroy an entire unit with one volley.
And since most of your skeletons are worthless
love
anyways, you
caskets.
can just wipe your own units out while killing theirs.
What exactly you're doing with... Oh, you're moving back for some reason. Probably be better off just firing another volley, especially since it's moving in a very predictable line. It's alright to fire in an arc of fire at Cav when it's moving very predictably. It's when you're going for like a turn that you're probably not going to hit anything. But when it's moving like this, if you had to fire another volley off, it's such a juicy target. Okay, you're trying to fire one now, but they're probably going to stop. And then that's going to throw off your targeting.
Or
Ooh,
not.
that was some good hits on the belt footprints there. Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, those battle pilgrims took some fair damage as well over here. That took out like 30% of their HP, 40% melee.
Also, since the AoE of all the missiles is so large, there's a good chance you could hit multiple units with
yeah,
the same
absolutely.
shot. If they're too close. Like, those archers are so close that even though you might not hit the whole unit very well, you might hit the unit beside it really easily.
Ooh, that's delicious damage. I love caskets. Just moments like that, amazing. I love that. That's like 30%, 40% of the companions of Quinel's gone immediately.
That is,
But yeah, you can see Kepagard just
brilliant.
get pretty shredded by archers.
And the worst
there.
part is, for those knights, is that it's the models that are dying.
Yeah,
So he can't
no
heal
healing.
that.
You have the archers
Yeah,
doing a
trying
pretty
to
good volume
get
fire
in
against
as soon as
Kepra.
possible because they saw the damage they took.
Yeah, because you're getting these
Yeah.
in to try and deal with that. But that's why I don't like bringing
Well,
them
with
this
like
much
the
up.
damage resist spell, you could probably keep them alive a little longer.
No, you didn't cast it though.
Cast
Now
the,
German going for
vortex.
the...
No, I cast
play the
defense
sentry.
though, which I think goes back into my own unit now.
Don't know what they're intending to charge into, but we'll find out. Maybe the casket? Yeah, I guess they're going for the casket now. No, they're going... Yeah, they're going for the casket. Fire another volley. Hit the men-at-arms.
Yeah, I'm a bit low with the halberds.
Lifecast is a bit isolated over here. Probably wants to move that in and not forget about it. Katep's surrounded by yeomen. Don't think that's going to affect them much though, for sure. Considering those yeomen are now surrounded by spears. A Wrath of Manan. Probably going to do some really good damage to those halberds. Because they were stacked up like that. Yeah, some really nice damage.
And their low armor will make it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fairly low.
Yeah, that was beautiful cast by
Ooh, some pretty good damage there again. Another good volley from the casket. The Nehekara horsemen are like perfect for clearing out peasant bowmen.
Yeah, because they have enough stats to actually survive spearmen long enough to run away.
Even regular men at arms, I think they win against.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, see, he
Regular
fired that
men-at-arms.
volley off there, but then they moved back, so that was quite avoided that one. Are you firing at the caster with the casket? How did you do that?
He actually hit one.
I think it was an auto fire and I just.
Oh, it was on
forgot
fire at
about
will and it was
that.
aiming in that direction.
Yeah. I mean, actually, one bolt hit, so.
Yeah, but it didn't do anything.
Value.
I don't care if it hit. It didn't do anything.
Also,
Oh,
now
he's still
I
firing.
clump-
He's still fired another volley at it.
I got Ted to clump up on the Harrow Titan and I'm trying to fire at whatever the Harrow
Whatever that
Titan
clump is,
fighting
yeah.
with him.
You're still firing at it. If you fire another volley at that caster, it's gonna give me a stroke with these replays. He fired another volley at the caster.
Yes!
You missed all of them. Stop this. I mean, you fire one. No, you're not firing at this blob at all. This is like the perfect blob to fire at, and you're firing at archers.
There it is, Willow.
No, you're firing at
No,
archers. Remember, I'm ahead of time for you, so I know what's
Yeah,
happening.
the Chariot
Yeah.
Titan.
I will be firing at
You're still
that
not firing at him.
blob.
You're firing at this blob instead.
The We'll also notice that the Hero Titan is standing in spears and.
Oh my god, I think you're going to do a ton of damage to your Kepicard there. Not as bad as I thought it would be.
Might be, yeah. But I'm also I'm
Look at
will
this
be firing at
blob.
the
When are you going to fire at this blob?
Yeah,
at some point.
You're not firing at the
Trying to
blob.
get I think I'm trying to get Katep in for another sandstorm, but
Oh
I
my
think it's too
God,
far away.
please.
Just like Katep is so fucking slow on this casket.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not worth
slow.
bringing the sandstorm.
Why are you firing at the... Okay, that one's a good target for Feb, but still, please. Okay, fine, now you're firing. You're going to fire into these guys, which are an amazing target, and you're going to fire into these guys, which are an amazing target. I love the use of caskets. You just tie something up with Spearman, and then you just bomb it with the casket. Okay, that was a miss, but... So this one goes... Oh, it can't fire because the Hero Titan's in the way. Just fire!
Wait,
There you go.
that's it destructed.
Ooh,
That's so
beautiful.
dumb.
That's what I like to see.
There you go. Now that value.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, and another volley going in against those Christian Knights. Very nice. The Hero Titan's been surrounded for quite a while, but he gets so much health that he really holds on for quite a bit.
Yeah, he's effectively an armored giant.
Yeah.
That's the best way to look at him as.
With a couple
An
spells.
armored giant with life leech.
Yes, Bird Leech and
Where's that going?
the other one. And
Bucket
Gaze.
laser beams.
So we've got some Nekar warriors running around there. Alberic's still running around. Guess we should have these taking names then. Why would you bring Alberic in this matchup? He just wants to bring Alberic in every matchup. And Ted. What are you doing? Yeah, at least you're actually getting rid of the
Those
caster or
tough
something.
actions.
Yeah, I'm summoning a Shepties.
Yeah, beating on the life caster. Oh no.
Oh my god, that was so much damage to your own Tomb Guardian. My eyes. It hurts. That wasn't worth it at all. Why weren't you firing this? Oh, that was a beautiful one. Okay, that makes up for it. That was a really nice shot. I just rate casket firing. It's my favourite thing in this game. I've seen an entire unit of Minotaurs. I've seen like a volley of caskets kill like 12 Minotaur models. It was beautiful. I saw it once. It was a good time. Make sure to send in your top casket plays, and I'll rate them. And I won't insult you for at least a week.
Top 10 casket plays weekly or whatever.
Yeah, you're getting massive.
He said was still insulting me for.
Yeah, because of
this
all the
game.
terrible casket plays you have as well. It evens them out.
Yeah, but caskets are really surprisingly shitty against archers.
Yeah, but they do really good against
Or at
heavy
least
knights.
it's in this
Peasant
game they are.
Antonia's peasant archers it is.
I've seen they always seem to do a
it's just-
fairly consistent amount of damage, but it's like the damage doesn't mean anything when you're firing at archers, but it does mean quite a bit when you're firing at heavy cav.
Yeah,
It's like a
because the thing
spirit
is,
leech.
caskets are expensive. It's not like mortars or something that you can just put it on the archers and they'll eventually die.
Beautiful.
So just want to point out, nobody
Oh,
saw
look
that
at that.
overchase with the
Glorious. Sorry, I was
Scorpion
looking at
Legion.
caskets.
The what?
Scorpion Legion in the forest to the right.
Oh yeah,
I
there's an
completely
entire
overthink.
unit.
I think it's the yeomen and they're standing there for ages.
I like their blue spears. So they got snakes for spears.
Very pretty.
Yeah, not the most elegant play, but just
Another volley coming in.
all read.
I'll give that one a 5 out of 10, I'd say. Not as nice as it could have been. I would have liked to see that unit being finished off. But 5 out of 10 for me. Another casket shot. Let's see what this one does. Yeah, that's a 0. That's a big fat 0, that one. Actually, no, I'll give it a
That's
1
nothing.
because it tried. At least it wasn't aiming for a caster.
Might have been for a barrack.
That one gets a 4. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't good.
Not enough value.
No, not enough value. Okay, another one coming in. Let's see how oh, these are more clumped up. This could be a good one. Ooh, yeah, I give that a 7. A solid 7. It wasn't the best target, but it was a very delicious hit.
Yeah, because they were in a box instead of a line.
And I'm getting to 7 for me. Oh, and I think that's army losses.
Yep. Oh no, Ted. Your
Ted
armor's
lost.
shaken.
Again. Let's see how those values. Yeah, see, look, caskets, really good value. How much are caskets? Like 1,200?
They're like 1,250.
Yeah. Considering that one got
Look at the damage
2,600
value.
value.
Holy shit.
Plus, it's providing magic for
70,
Katep as well. It's like
Yeah.
that. I really like caskets.
Spells, and then lock out the life caster from ever using a spell.
Yeah. I like
Use want to point out it's 1250. 1250.
That's what I said.
Yeah, 1250 is it?
1,200.
Yep.
Yeah, and Katep doing pretty much the same amount of damage as well. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, not even gonna look at Ted's army. Not even gonna humour him. What else is there? CV versus. Did we watch this one? I think we watched that one.
No, Chaos versus Empire is one where I use Sigvald, and Sigvald beats the shit out of Carl. It's great.
Wait, let's take a look at this. What time is it? How long we got?
Yeah, I think we can watch this one.
Like 6 minutes.
We can watch the funny one that I have.
Yeah, this one and one more, and then I'll probably be it for us today.
Yeah.
Oh, a Deathcaster, interesting.
Yeah. Because I fought him in the previous match and I used Kolek, and he couldn't kill Kolek, so he brought a Deathcaster, I think, to try and deal with the monsters I had.
This time you didn't bring any though. Outplayed.
Sigvald with Generation.
Yeah, I could see a big mistake here is that he brought Altdorf Griffites, Karl Franz, and another unit of Dimogrist, but he doesn't have healing. There's a misplay and a half. It's alright bringing a Deathcaster, just bring him with Spirit Leech and nothing else, and then you can still throw in a Lifecaster.
Yeah, you still have enough money for the Lifecaster.
Because they're really cheap. You can get Empire Casters really cheap. I think if you bring a Deathcaster with just Spirit Leech, it's only like 300 gold.
300 is fucking
really
ridiculous.
Dirt cheap. Throw in a Power Stone, you got a bit of extra magic as well. Okay, let's quickly go through these armies, see if in slow motion. Front line of Empire, just Spearmen, is it? Yeah, basic Spearmen.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, I suppose you don't really need the shields too much. You got great swords and halberds in the back. You need the armor piercing. I think great swords do really good against most infantry in terms of chaos.
Against pretty much against Chaos Warriors, they would.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely against regular Chaos Warriors. I'd say even against Great Weapon Chaos Warriors.
No, I don't think so. I think Great Weapons still have fairly I think they'll trade evenly with Great Weapons because Great Weapons still have decent stats. They have a relatively around 30s for their stats.
That's about right, yeah. The well, that Altdorf Griffites and the Demigryph Knights all really good in this matchup, and Karl Franz also good in this matchup, but the fact that he doesn't have healing is definitely going to be a setback. He's got a Deathcaster with Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech. He really could afford to just take off Spirit Leech, take off Fate of Buna and then throw in a Lifecaster with like Earthblood.
I was really confused when I saw that spell go off, and I was like, wait, why did he bring that?
He also has 3 units of Pistoliers.
Also,
from not bringing Huntsman.
I guess we could look at the Chaos Army and.
Oh yeah.
Because
you go for it.
I brought a unit of Chaos Knights and Lances because I love being disappointed in myself.
Same.
Units chosen. One of the what I would do is what I did was I put Sigvald and the caster inside of one of the units of chosen, so no one's ever going to kill them.
Yeah. Got the sword.
Pretty much run off any skirmishers, any like outriders or pistoliers. My caster, I believe, just has flaming head, cascading cloak, and flaming sword of ruin.
Yeah, cascading cloak, yeah, flaming sword of ruin.
Yeah. And just a bunch of warriors because I can beat most of Empire infantry with the exception of great swords, which I can use spells to help them.
Yeah, I think chosen will beat great swords.
Yeah, definitely.
He's also got one unit of Chaos Warriors, Warhounds, and one unit of Chaos Warhounds poison. I think it's pretty essential to bring Warhounds in this situation because they do really good against the Empire skirmish cav. Poison ones especially because they just do the job even better.
Skirmishers?
Yeah, 3 skirmishers, 3 horsemen. Well, actually no. 2 horsemen and a horsemaster.
I think I brought 2. I know I brought some horsemen.
Yeah, 2 horsemen and 1 horsemaster.
Yeah.
And you got a Chaos Knight with lances back there, of course. Yeah, you said that.
Which
disappointment incarnate. But yeah, these Chaos Warriors have a field day through going through Spearmen. Demigryph Knights aren't really made for that. They have a good charge bonus, so they're alright to charge into Chaos Warriors occasionally, just not staying in that situation because they don't have the greatest melee defense. They have like 32, 30.
What matchups, whatever, did I miss? A lot of them?
All of them. But yeah, see how clumped up those Pistoliers are. They'll be a perfect target for Wolves and a perfect target for Skirmish Fire. Although Karl Franz can come in to tear out those Wolves off, so you'll probably want something stronger to pair with them, usually. So there's a Burning Head going through that Empire line there. Or is it going to go through here as well? No, not quite.
The secret of Great Swords is that since they have +5 extra armor over 90, Flaming Head doesn't actually do that much. And also then it veered away.
Fate of Buna on Chaos Warriors is not really worth it.
Yeah, on Chaos Warriors it's not worth it. If you use that on Chosen, it would be 100% worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Flaming Head veered away from the next line.
Yeah, it didn't quite. It went like between the halberds and the great swords.
Damn it, burning head.
Then burning headlock. But you can see all the strength of the Empire is here, just sort of cleaning up shop on this right flank. The Chaos Knights with Lancers are just sat back there. Chaos Warriors and Chosen will just destroy this front line. Not much to worry about
actually,
there.
if you look on the left there, in the bottom left, the Chosen have actually run past the front line and are just kind of on their own, getting shot, fighting Carl.
They have the morale to stay there for quite a while, even if they get they're only getting shot by Pistoliers and they have a ton of armor.
Fighting
So
Carl, and they have a
too worried
ton of
about
melee defense, making them very difficult to get rid of.
France doesn't actually have that much melee attack, I don't think. He has like 56 on the Deathclaw.
And
so he's not doing an awful lot of damage.
Chosen have like 67
melee defense? 60.
Yeah.
We could easily throw just like a flaming cloak of ruin or something, just make them nearly untouchable.
Yeah, untouchable, but I was focused on the front line. I think.
Another
Also, if
burning
you
head
look
there.
at the mini map, you'll see a unit running away from the battle.
Which one? There's one.
You can see it. The
Oh
Chaos
yeah, over
Warriors
here,
on the
yeah.
right.
So you've been chasing off a spearman unit.
Warriors, ends up chasing that unit for the whole game.
They're going for a good stroll. Enjoy the countryside. Oh yeah, quite amazing.
They're just doing cardio.
Yeah, doing some Chariot.
Yeah, even the Chosen didn't even take that much damage from that because they're just there's not enough melee attack on those Demigryph Knights for that to work.
And their melee defense. Oh yeah, he drops Carl in to try and kill him.
But I think it might just get him surrounded here. He's puffed all his buffs. Just definitely buffing things in the area, but it'll be a bloody fight.
Also, oh yeah, I threw my lances into the side of the Demigryphs, but
yeah,
then they started dying about 5 seconds after.
Yeah, that looks to be the case. They just not have the stats to hold in for like more than 3 seconds. But since they can't outrun anything, it's not great for them to be in this situation. Sigvald fighting Franz. I think now that Franz has lost all his buffs, actually, I think Sigvald might be alright. Thinks he's pop slippery.
Yeah. Yeah, he's using Spirit Leech, but also Sigvald can regenerate.
I feel like Sigvald might be close to breaking actually. Oh, but now he's popped his buffs, now he should be fine actually. Now Sigvald has all his buffs, Franz doesn't. I think it's pretty Sigvald favoured there. Throw on the old Sigvald regeneration and the likes. Seeing as Franz has no healing, all this damage is permanent, but Sigvald's going to keep healing. That's why you always want to bring healing if you're bringing Franz and Demigryph Knights. Like, those Demigryph Knights have 19 models still. They have so much healing they could go through. They've only lost 5 models. They could heal so much, but he has no healing now available to him.
And he sends them after my skirmishers, who will just run away and shoot at them for the game.
Like Franz here is such an ideal target for regrowth, but there's no healing. So he's lost the opportunity to come back.
And then thrown right back into Sigvald.
Yeah, but now he's just cast a fly around and hope not to die by a straight javelin or something.
So if I had a goddamn fireball, I could just
pop one off
out of the sky.
He's using Spirit Leeches on Sigvald, but with his generation, I don't think that'll do an awful lot. I think it'll be fairly counteracted.
It'll lower his healing cap, I guess.
Yeah.
And with the Chosen around him, it's very difficult for them to
Franz
get
is getting
into
in, but this could cause Franz to get surrounded, even though he's also with the melee defense buff that Sigvald has. He's up to 84 melee defense, plus Cascading Fab. He's on 108 melee defense, but he is really close to breaking now. But I don't think he's going to take another hit, like ever.
When Carl dies, he, I think, quits.
Yeah, I don't think he has the melee defense. He has too much melee defense to take any damage. Yeah, there goes Franz. Yeah, now the Amethyst Wizard will get destroyed as well. Yeah, that's it. That'll be over.
This is what peak performance looks like.
Peak chaos performance.
Sigvald beating a man on the giant bird.
I had 108 melee defense that just did not care what the bird had to say to him.
Chosen totally got their value.
Yeah, they did good. Chaos Warriors not so good, but I think they just ended up fighting up great swords. So
yeah, they were fighting great swords. They just
because they destroyed the spearmen, but that doesn't produce a lot of value. Yeah, just lacking the healing there for the Empire. If he had the healing, it probably could have gone a lot better, but didn't have it there. Didn't work out. What was this funny one you had? You said for the last one.
It's a very funny.
Big funny, that one.
And when we were sitting playing matches, and we were all like watching, and they got me to do this really bad build.
Is this the one?
Originally, I was gonna throw 5 Dragon Ogres at some guy on Quick Battle.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But that'd make it sort of slightly less dumb.
Oh my god.
But it's pretty dumb.
Triple gold
you-
chevron dragon ogres.
Triple gold chevron dragon
And a
ogres.
silver chevron chosen with great weapons.
Yes.
I think half your funds were just in those 3 units.
All my funds were just those units. I think the dragon ogres were 2,100 each.
Oh my god.
And the chosen with great weapons was like 1,700 or 1,800.
That's a lot of money.
But the funny thing was,
I want to see those
Chevron
stats.
Dragons have 50 melee defense.
Oh, nice. I want to take a look at these stats. I'm curious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sigvald the unkillable.
Take a look at this last battle of the game today. What are these stats looking like? 4150. That's pretty good for monstrous infantry.
Yeah, and for only because the thing is, the Summoners of Rage have that too, and there are 100 gold less.
Oh
There's a
yeah, that
reason-
is some of there's 2 summoners of rage basically.
Yeah, but the problem is this: there's a reason why people don't use Summoners of Rage anymore, because you could get pretty much the same thing by just buffing your units and just not having the chain lightning and magic
Yeah.
attack.
Although the magic attack against green skins could be good against like savage orcs.
Yeah, I guess so.
Savage orc biggins and the likes.
Yeah, but against stone trolls,
Less
Stone
good.
trolls
Yeah.
is
probably more common.
not going to be useful, but it's more of a scenario that because beforehand Summoners Rage used to be 1,800, now
Hmm.
they're 2,000, making them not worth bringing. You could just bring regular Dragon Ogres buffed up.
Yeah, would probably give the same
and
job.
get
Yeah.
about the same stats, yeah, and do the same job.
Chosen with great reference at 5351. Very nice. Plus armor placing attacks.
Right.
Got Chaos Sorcerer as well there.
Yes,
This will be-
it's sort of the strength side, so that if they try and get him, he can. And also, he has good stats on his own, so he
I
can
think this is
beat-
looking like a typical wide orc build. You got the
I
orcs,
was-
the
We were
goblins.
surprised how wide this build
This is a
was.
very wide build. You got Azag who can pop a. Oh, that's an orc war boss. Never mind. This guy's insane. I thought this was. I thought this was looking barely interesting, but no, it's an orc war
Joke
boss.
that since his
You're
his
both
name
just
was
insane.
Farquaad,
Yeah.
it was just Farquaad inside the Wyvern.
Yeah, see, just both these.
But-
And that's triple silver chevron stone troll. Yeah, you guys are both just insane. I see. I feel sorry for this orc boy unit. These poor boys. They didn't
I was
ask for
thinking,
this.
like, I think I'll just kill them all.
They didn't ask for this. It's just
Boy,
sad.
they make us.
Boys, we didn't ask for this, boys. Even though there's anti-lars, are still put a beat down thanks to the charge bonus.
And also because of all the extra melee attack.
Well, there is
they
some
have.
archer fire coming in. It's goblin archers. They get out of there as soon as yeah. Those goblin archers know exactly what's happening when they fire those splintered arrows off. That Kolek Sun Eater and his gang.
Alright, single volley, and then realize what they just
Oh
did.
no! I'm so sorry, sir.
They instantly terrorized.
Black Orcs think they can take them. I don't think the Black Orcs don't much of a chance either, to be honest. I might put them damage on,
The
but
Black Orcs actually have 2 melee stats to actually hit them.
yeah, they'll actually do something, but they won't win. Especially when the
And
lightning
lightning
hits them
bolt.
like that. Yeah, it's weird. It feels like this half of the army's just gone over here for some reason. Like they've realised, wait a second, why isn't the other army incredibly as wide as us? Firing volleys into shielded marauders. These guys get surrounded, but I don't think they care.
Yeah, it's
Like the rest of the army's over
Now I'm
here.
running at
Kolek and the Dragon Ogres, and Chaos Warriors getting.
Yeah, got a burning head. Do you have a burning head combat?
Yes, I do.
oh,
Anything.
Don't worry.
We got these chaos, these chosen as well, which I don't feel they fighting anything. I just don't think they can kill the chosen. Like, how did they kill the chosen?
Yeah,
there?
I mean they could kill the chosen with the Black Orcs and the
yeah,
Stone
but they're
Trolls.
over here.
Oh, no, they can't. They can't kill those guys. They have like 50-50 stats, while Black Orcs have 36.
Oh, burning
26.
head. Here comes the burning head. Delicious.
But they were all biggins, so they actually had good armor.
Yeah, they're fairly right, but they plus the leadership debuff will cause a lot of things to get terror out.
They got terror added instantly after that.
Just firing point blank fireballs. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I
with
wonder.
the
I'm
farm.
gonna see how much damage a foot of Gork does here. I'm curious. Actually.
Yeah,
An amount.
Right.
It did something. I'm not sure it was worth as much as it was in the can. It did something.
Oh, imagine that on the Chosen.
Because I have Kolek. Yeah,
Probably would
that
have
was
worth
dropped. He might have
it.
been.
It would have been worth sacrificing the goblins for that. Any day of the week.
But
Another lightning bolt coming
yeah.
down.
Standard high. The Dragon Ogres would be like 74.
Yeah, we
Great.
buffed them up. Probably still trying to get Terror out here. Is that Orc Warboss really going to land there? That is not a good idea. That is a really bad idea. He's going to die. I give him 10 seconds before he starts routing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's routed. Wow, that was actually perfect timing. On my screen it was.
Yeah.
When you watch my recording, you'll see.
God.
Yeah, he's gone. Or is this another foot gold? No, it's a brain. He put a brain buster on Kolek Sun Eater.
Yep.
Fair enough. I guess he's just desperate at this point.
Yeah, I think he's just at this point. I believe he just started panicking because he didn't know how to kill Kolek.
Because he doesn't have any immune psychology, and these stone trolls. That's like this is the ideal target. The stone trolls want. This is not what you want to charge stone trolls into.
I was kind of surprised. Oh well, the stone trolls did in damaging them though.
Did they? Yeah, I feel like they're gonna die fairly quickly there. Let's see. Oh, he's going straight after Kolek though.
Yeah.
Fireball coming in, going after that caster.
Yeah.
Well, Kolek's not really swinging here, which might be. Like, we really need Kolek to swing at this point because you want to tear it around.
I think he was getting told to attack something else. I don't know.
Yeah, because he really wanted to try and tear it.
Looks like he's trying to get around to get them.
There you go, there's the
archers.
terror out, yeah. 2 swings and it's a terror out. Is that another brainbuster? He's really trying, but that did literally nothing. That was like a light breeze.
The unit of marauders right beside them that he could have done that too.
I guess he just really wants to try and do as much damage to that as possible.
Yeah, also if you look to the left, you'll see the Chosen will just chase a bunch of goblin archers forever.
Don't worry, they got war, I'm sure they'll win. This is just a fight of these 3 units fighting literally every greenskin they can come across.
I was kind of surprised how well the Dragon Ogres were holding.
Yeah, they are
together.
very low on health at this point, but they still have a couple models, like 8 models in total still there.
Yep.
And you still got Kolek as well. They got standard dice that all held on for a bit longer. A lightning bolt coming down. I think one of the units is going to break, but they're doing all right, and that's not terrible.
I remember when that lightning bolt could only be recharged if you threw Kolek into battle.
Yeah, bad times though. Is that that was an Edbutt this time? He put an Edbutt on. That Edbutt literally only hit his own units. I bet he didn't do anything to Kolek. This guy's insane. Did he literally bring? He brought Edbutt, Brainbuster, and Foot of Gork. What was he expecting? Was he expecting just Chosen? Like only Chosen? Even then,
Well,
Brainbuster doesn't make any sense.
He ended up just Chosen because I think his brain was like panicking that oh no, this unit won't die to anything I throw at it. I need to throw everything at it,
Because he
including
has
all my
like
spells.
no anti-large in this greenskin army at all. He had some big guns, but that's it.
Yeah,
and they were
and
regular big
Biggin
guns.
got
And he had
destroyed.
no immune to psychology generation for the stone trolls. His lord's still flying back there. Let's just hurry this along a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fairly decided how this is going to go.
The archer still can do damage. And
Yeah, I don't see the
millions.
regular Dragon Ogres lasting much longer, but I don't see them killing Kolek anytime soon.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the stone trolls are coming in. Maybe. Well, one swing will probably tear out them instantly. One swing.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. Oh
2
wait,
swing
he
and they're
focused
gone.
it on the sorcerer too.
Yeah, he went for the sorcerer instead. And 1 swing, there's the terror routed.
Yep, and here are some Tabor
These Orc
boys.
boys. Oh, they did. No, actually, no, it was Kolek that got standard eye. And he's got Star Crusher activated as well.
Yeah.
Surprised they haven't terror routed yet. There we go. I mean, that's that.
There is a funny fireball you do want to see though.
Funny fireball. I'm assuming you're aiming at the war boss. Who's somehow still
yes.
alive.
But when he comes back in to fight,
It's literally just the shaman and the war boss at this point. There's nothing else left. And somehow the balance of power is like,
everything's been broken
it's
apart.
fine, he can still win.
He's still shooting. He's shooting the shaman, my sorcerer, for some reason, and not Kolek.
Kolek has had a real nice day. He's got nearly 200 kills. What about the Dragon Ogres? 100 each, pretty much. Was that a buff you just put down? Did he just? Yeah, smash them faster, boys. That are shattered units. Come on, smash them faster.
Actually, I also realized this match is that the war boss is, I think, one of the few lords that actually has the leadership buff that gives melee attack instead of melee defense.
Yeah. Instead of standardized melee attack.
Yeah.
I think is the war boss dead yet? Is this over yet?
Wait, no.
Where's this for the fireball?
Just wait for the fireball.
Oh, here it comes. Oh, it's really. Oh, it's gonna go through. Oh no, it's gonna go through all your units. Oh my god, it really curved upwards. Oh, we got him as well. That was an amazing fireball. I need to retouch that. That was a really good fireball. It just curved right upwards.
Yeah, and finished him off.
That was an amazingly good curve.
Fireball is best spell.
Okay, it's literally just a caster and somehow there's no army losses.
Yeah.
I have seen Wurzag be like half the balance of power, so I don't know. There's something just about the Orc War that's just like the power of the War believes they can win.
I've had battles with greenskins where I've had majority of my army still on, and then I get army losses randomly, even though I have my lord and everything.
For some reason, it seems like lore, the big war lore is just worth a lot for some reason.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, good values from the old goon squad of dragon ogres. Pretty good value from the caster. I don't think the greenskins did anything. No. Oh, the big guns did alright, because they were really fighting. I think those were the ones fighting the dragon ogres, as with the black
They were
orcs.
fighting the dragon ogres the entire time.
Oh, yeah, the stone trolls did do some good damage to Kolak for the short time they were in combat. Alright then. Well, that is about enough time we have for the day.
70 goblins. Yeah, that is all we got.
I am going to stop the recording now. Thank you all for watching.
Not
Next
quite
week.
sure. You covered the factions enough today, Willow. So should I throw out a new poll for
New
next
poll
week?
next week, do you think?
I mean, it's up to you if you think you've covered.
I do think we have covered quite a few today. I think we're going quite a bit through it.
Covered a lot.
Yeah, we can do. You can throw the poll up for next week, yeah. Alright then, well next week we'll be covering a new faction. Today this has been the end of Warriors of Chaos and Tomb Kings. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.